What is your type?
I don't think I really have a type. I think it's more like personality. I will say I have to have like an initial physical attraction.
What makes a guy physically attractive?
I definitely don't like lanky. Some like arm muscle.
Isn't the lanky guys the ones with the big dick?
Yes, but I don't want to feel like I'm going to break you and your legs are like...
Fuck. What do you have today?
Natto, fermented soybean.
That's how my cum looks on my food. Oh, I don't really like that. And they were like, ew, uncircumcised dicks. They're fucking gross. Are you circumcised? And everybody's like, yeah. And then they asked me, I totally lied because I didn't want to get bullied. Like, don't they have like dick cheese and shit? Like, isn't that gross? In my head, I'm like, dick cheese? The fuck is this bullshit? You know, I didn't know what the fuck this shit was. So I went home that night. I'm fucking insecure as shit. I'm like, I Googled what dick cheese was. And I'm like, oh, smegma. What's up, guys? Welcome to episode 85. We're with Amelia, Temoche.
Hey.
You were on a controversial episode. Do you remember that?
I do remember it.
You guys can never find it. It's private now.
It had some things in there that maybe should not be repeated.
We almost lost one of our friends a job. Or we did, technically, a job offering. So people gotta be careful out in these streets, what they say in public, I guess.
It's okay. We're pushing through.
But Amelia don't give a fuck, bro. You didn't even message me after that shit. You didn't give a fuck. You were just like, bro, whatever.
I mean, I kind of cared a little bit because then, like, once, like, especially, like, once people we knew. I mean, like, I knew that people we knew were going to watch it. But, like, once they started mentioning, they were like, oh, this and that. And I was like, oh, yeah. Yeah. I did say that.
I get shocked sometimes when people, like, actually listen to the stuff that I say. I'm like, dude, I'm the biggest stupid dumbass in the world. What do you have today that we're trying?
Okay, so this I really want to try. I saw it on TikTok, whatever. But
I've never seen this. You sent me it.
Natto, and it's like it's fermented soybean.
I'm such a bad Asian. I don't even know what it is.
And what is it? Oh, so I'll show you the label.
Let me see the label. Natto. So it's fermented. You said soybean?
Yeah. And it says that this is what it does for you.
Okay.
It's supposed to be like a superfood, and it has powerful anti-inflammatory, prevents blood clots, promotes healthy circulation, and supports blood pressure.
So it can cure cancer. That's fucking wild, bro. Do you think it could cure like the vid?
I don't know, but I heard it has like a really
50 calories per serving, smell. 3 servings per container. That's pretty low.
And it kind of
4 grams protein. That's a lot of protein.
It kind of smells like I don't know what.
Well, it's not even open though.
It's kind of like cheese,
Hold
cheese-ish.
Up. Oh, so do we throw it in here?
So this is what you do. It looks like this, and it comes with a packet of like mustard, tiny packet of mustard.
Imagine cold beans.
And a tiny packet of like seasoning sauce.
Shit! Let me show them this. Keep talking.
Yeah, it's like really sticky. So you pull it off like that.
That's how my cum looks. That's how my cum looks on my food. I usually come on it before I eat, so this is exactly like.
So you're supposed to take the stuff and put it in.
Oh, what the fuck is it? Yeah, I got you. Whoa, holy shit, this thing is sticky. That's what she said.
I'm super excited for this. I've been wanting to try it, and I've never had Kewpie mayonnaise.
Why aren't we trying with forks though? I feel like it's just so impractical with these chopsticks.
Because you're supposed to like make it frothy. That's the
thing.
All right. You're supposed to like make it frothy.
I have lightsaber chopsticks, guys.
So I'm gonna add all of the mustard.
Seasoning. So it's mustard, and what is this? Is this like eel sauce?
I think it's like
oyster sauce,
like some sort of like fish sauce or something. I don't know.
You're throwing this in there, right?
I'm gonna throw everything in there.
All right, bet I'm gonna do the same then.
And then like I want to try it first, and then we might add toppings. Well, I probably will add toppings because I want to try it, but I want to try it by itself first.
By the way, the smell is very.
Mine just squirted out. Okay, so that's what it looks like now. After we put the stuff on.
And what is this TikTok trend called again?
I just
something like, beans, or what is it?
Natto.
That's what it's called. Natto cheese. Ooh.
So then you just apparently just take these.
Dude, it smells.
Mix it vigorously.
It smells very much like soy sauce, but
and
it's
like
soybeans.
You'll see when it starts to get like frothy because it kind of gets like this white like.
Yeah, I'm gonna mix mine on the camera.
Film.
Dude, this is the weirdest. You know what I gotta say? Is
So
this Japanese
excited.
people or Chinese?
Yeah, it's Japanese.
Okay.
And
that
I
makes
think like
sense,
some
actually.
people eat it with like rice.
Them Japanese
and
people are weird as
with
fuck.
like seaweed. People eat it a lot of different ways. Oh.
Yo, what the fuck going on right now, bruh? This is crazy.
So see how it's starting to get like really slimy and
yeah,
stuff?
what the fuck? This is crazy. Yo, I gotta show y'all this. It looks a lot like boogers.
And then you kind of have to do like a twisting motion to actually get it on the chopstick.
Yo, since when are you an expert at fucking
Because
Japanese
I've watched
food?
these videos. Like, I don't even know if I can do the twist.
We should like mix all the TikTok trends. Like we should get the pink sauce and throw it on here.
I've actually
know about
never,
the pink
yeah,
sauce?
I've heard about the pink sauce, but
Yeah, it like got people sick.
yeah, it seemed kind of sketch.
It was super sketch, dude.
So I think you're supposed to like twist it really fast, but I don't know if it's gonna work.
Bro, this smells like redonkulous. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Should we try it at the same time?
Yeah, sure.
Cheers.
Fuck, why is mine so slimy, bro? Cheers. Oh my god, the texture is so interesting.
It's not bad though.
I mean, it's not bad. It just tastes like soybeans.
I do like taste like the slight like fermentedness. Like it kind of tastes like.
It tastes like soybeans with soy sauce to me. But I will say the texture of this sticky goo reminds me of something gross. I'm not gonna say it. Like, look at this shit, bro, in your mouth.
I mean, it's sticky and it definitely like.
I don't know how I feel about it. It's like if it's on the side, I think I'll eat it, but I'm not gonna like go out of
But
my
I
way
feel
to
like
get it.
you kind
Let me
of
try it again.
you probably do have to like dress it up for it to be like.
It is so interesting.
It's
just, like,
definitely
weird.
got. Oh god, that is really gooey.
It's fucking jizz, bro. What the fuck? It's crazy. Oh! I just had one. The aftertaste is really interesting. I don't really like the aftertaste.
I'm gonna
be
try it
honest
with
with you.
the extra.
I'm kind of like grossed out. I ain't gonna lie to you right now.
I feel like
It's not like
that bad.
it's not bad, but it's like the aftertaste is very unique. Let me get that shit.
I'm gonna
You got
put
it?
a touch
Okay.
of sriracha.
It definitely needs sriracha. Let me get some of that shit on there, bro. Let's go. Give me more. Let's go. Let's go. Sriracha that
And
bitch
then
up.
we're gonna open
Okay,
up
what
this
the fuck is that?
Kewpie mayonnaise. It says that it's egg yolk mayonnaise, rich and creamy,
Bro, I might throw up at the end of
blends
this.
perfectly with sriracha and mustard, and it has a unique vinegar flavor. I love vinegar.
No, I love vinegar. I just don't like mayo that much.
I don't know if it. I think it's like different though.
I don't like mayo on sandwiches, bro.
Okay, so
people
I
shit.
don't know if it has a. Yes, it does.
But I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't really love this.
Well, I feel like
It's all right.
we
It's like
need
mid.
we need to like dress it.
Kimchi is way better than this.
Okay, a little bit of mayonnaise,
Okay.
and then I guess another stir.
It's so sticky. I don't know how I feel about the stickiness. All right, I'm gonna try one good bite of this, and then if I can't fuck with this, I can't fuck with it. Thank you for getting me this, though.
It's literally only like
I'm
$2 to
excited for the
$3.
Turkish delights. She got other shit too, y'all. Yeah, I'm gonna be honest with you. It's hard for me to get past this texture. It's so fucking slimy. Ugh. It's not bad. It's just not great. I'm gonna pass.
I mean,
I give it a 2 out of 10.
I think I could try to eat like half, but I don't think I could.
Kimchi's way better, bro. This is like a 2 or 3 out of 10. But thank you for bringing it.
I know some people like put it on rice and stuff,
Nah.
but
All right, we got some other stuff to try too, though. But
Yeah,
you can
I don't
keep
know.
going on that if you want.
apparently it's supposed to be like good for digestion.
All right, y'all, we got.
I wanted to try it with the onions.
Go do your thing, bro.
Forgot to try it with the onions.
While she's doing that, we got Chick-fil-A, as y'all can see. But if y'all didn't know, Chick-fil-A came out with a new item, and I wanted to try it with Amelia here. We got the motherfucking cauliflower chicken sandwich, boy.
And
so
I'm
we're gonna try that.
I'm really skeptical about it.
And then we got a palate cleanser. Palate cleanser with these waffle fries. You already know the deal. And we eat go. Oh, ow! I'm eating that. I don't give a fuck. I eat at the floor all the time. Do you eat it off the floor ever?
I mean,
Like
5-second rule is a thing.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying, bro.
Okay, it's a little better with the onion. I'm not gonna lie.
Is it still like? Would you eat it voluntarily?
Probably not.
Yeah,
Like,
that's
I
what
don't
I'm
think
saying.
I would eat this like on a weekly basis or anything like that.
You don't like Chick-fil-A sauce, right? You like Polynesian.
I like Polynesian.
Same. I'm Polynesian.
Personally.
Yo, if honestly, bro, if you pick Chick-fil-A over Polynesian, you're white as fuck. Polynesian is just the best sauce.
Did you know that they carry it at Cookout?
Polynesian?
Yeah, they have a Polynesian sauce at Cookout.
What the? Is it the same?
It's pretty much the same. Like, it's got like the same like basic ingredients.
Hell yeah, dude. Polynesian goes hard as fuck. All right, so we have the cauliflower chicken sandwich, and then we have the regular chicken sandwich. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna eat the cauliflower first.
Okay.
Base it, judge it, and then we're gonna see how much shittier it is than. Because I mean, let's be honest, it's gonna be shittier.
So does the cauliflower like still come with pickles and shit like the regular one
I
does?
think so. We'll find out though. I usually don't even get a regular chicken sandwich. I usually get a spicy deluxe.
Yeah.
But I wanted to compare it to be fair. I got cheese on both.
Because
exact
the
same.
last time I got the like classic chicken sandwich, I'm pretty sure they gave it to me like half raw.
Wow. Interesting. It looks like a chicken sandwich. Like it should. Just a smaller version. It looks exactly like a chicken sandwich.
I feel like I can already smell the cauliflower.
Oh, I can smell it. You can definitely smell the cauliflower. Are you kidding me? So I got American cheese on both. Just that's it. I'm gonna cut this in half. All right, we're gonna find this out. I heard the texture they kind of nailed. Or actually, no, I heard it. They
yeah,
didn't
because
nail.
like it's the same breading.
Whoa,
as the
let me give him
regular.
that inside of that.
I don't know. The smell is like kind of off-putting.
I want the bigger one because this one has like no meat on it. I feel bad now though.
I mean,
Just eat that side.
I'll
Yeah.
still try it. Like I said,
All right,
the
ready?
smell is kind of like, I don't know.
It does smell very cauliflowery. I'm gonna add Polynesian now. I think they tried really hard with trying to stay with that Chick-fil-A taste.
Like the seasoning?
Classic taste, yeah. Like, you know how they do their stuff in like pickle batter or whatever? Yeah.
I feel like it definitely gives you like, on the nose, it gives Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich. But then like on the back end, it's not Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich.
Do you ever been stranded and then you go to like a store that's an off-brand store that's like really close to the store, but it's not at all? You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like that's what it reminds me of.
I'm going to try it with the Polynesian.
Yeah.
too.
It's very much like
Like they really did like
imitation meat, you know?
at first bite, you can trick yourself.
Yeah, it's better than I thought. Like if you're vegan, this is the way. Well, except for the cheese. Oh, Polynesian is so good, bro.
I don't know. The aftertaste of the cauliflower is just like, I don't know. It's
Too much? Oh, do you need a napkin?
I think for me, I'm just not a huge fan of like cauliflower. I like broccoli and Brussels. But cauliflower's always given me like slightly rotten vegetable taste.
Do you think they need to do a broccoli one?
No. That would probably be worse.
What would it say? The broccoli one.
She said a broccoli one would be worse. Here you go. Yeah, it's what are you gonna give it? Like, first off, it's $9.
Yeah.
That shit pissed me off.
Which is kind of crazy.
Like, how expensive is cauliflower?
I think it is
I guess
kind of.
the process to make
I
it.
think
might
it
be.
is a little more like obviously a pricier vegetable. I don't really know. But personally, I wouldn't even give it like a 5. I would give it like a 4.
I was gonna give it a 5.5. Like, I would eat it. I'm not gonna not eat it, but it's not good.
But I wouldn't spend $9 on it.
Oh
ever
fuck
again.
no! You're right. If you're counting the money, 4.5 for me.
I can't get past that aftertaste. It's not
Yeah, you don't like
It's not.
cauliflower at all.
good.
Now let's compare that shit with this, boy. You already know the deal, bro. Look at that midsection. This shit's sexy. Did you check if this was also cauliflower for a second?
This tastes like cauliflower again.
It also kind of tastes like cauliflower, you're right. What the fuck? Bro, I think they gave us 2 cauliflower chicken sandwiches.
Oh, not a regular.
This is a... Is it?
No, because it definitely tastes like...
No, it's chicken, bro.
No, it's not. Look. That is not chicken.
I think that's chicken, guys. Let me show the camera.
I'm telling you, mine does not look like chicken at all. That's cauliflower.
It did taste weird.
That's cauliflower. That is not chicken.
Oh, shit. You're right. What the fuck? They fucking shafted us.
I'm kind of grossed. I don't even know what to do.
I'm about to fucking contact them.
Does it say 2 cauliflower on it?
No. Look. 1 Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich.
Then they definitely... They
fucked
mess
my
up.
order up. I'm gonna deal with that later.
But no, I'm sorry. Like that second one is almost worse than the first. Like I don't know if it was like
It's edible. This is not great.
it tasted like it had freaking teriyaki sauce on it or something.
It's very like meh, you know? Just meh.
I'm sorry, but I'll stick with regular chicken.
You can eat some of that though.
Yeah, I might have to do that to wash this down.
What's the best?
I just don't like it.
What's the best fast food fries? To you.
I mean, I'd have to say Chick-fil-A is pretty top tier.
Really? You think it's
But-
the best though?
I don't know if it's the best. My mom says they taste like cardboard.
They're alright.
They have to be seasoned well because it is kind of true. If they're not seasoned like well, then it's just a no.
I will say that I can't believe they gave us 2 fucking. I can't believe that. That's actually crazy. I was looking forward to eating the chicken sandwich.
I was kind of too because I was like, okay, at least I know this one's gonna be good.
You want me to put that up?
Probably.
Yeah, you don't
because
want that shit.
I,
But you don't want that shit. Come on.
All right, what else do you want to try?
okay, so I have these shrimp crackers, spicy flavor.
Have you ever had those?
No.
Oh, I've had shrimp crackers. I have them in the fucking pantry.
Well,
But
I'm
not
gonna
the
try
spicy
them.
one. Yeah, try
It's
it.
spicy.
Whip it out. Whip it out. All the Vietnamese and Chinese and Asian kids know what's up. This is normal. It's another day in the streets for us.
This is what it looks like.
Tell me how you feel about it.
It's not even spicy. It's like almost kind of sweet.
Yeah, but like, how do you feel about the flavor? You know?
It's literally not spicy at all. And what's crazy is they had like a regular flavor.
Hold on. I'm sending that. I didn't get the right order.
Like they almost taste really sweet.
I got an extra cauliflower sandwich instead of this. Oh. All right, sorry. I had to make sure DoorDash knew what the fuck was up, you know?
They're
DoorDash
not
makes it so
spicy.
easy. They just gave me my money back. All right, so what's up with this?
It's just it's sweet.
How do you feel about the taste though? You said sweet.
I mean, it kind of gives shrimp, but it's sweet.
To me,
Like,
it just
it's not
tastes like
spicy
fucking.
at all.
It tastes like seafood, you know. And it's very seafoody. Like, tastes like shrimp.
I just did not expect it to like be sweet at all.
It is a little sweet. You're right. Now whip out those Turkish delights, boy.
The last thing I wanted to get, because I've never tried it, and it's giving like it always Turkish delight always makes me think of Narnia, where she offers him the Turkish delight and he's like so excited to eat it, and I've never had it, and I'm like I just really want to try it.
Oh my god.
So this is pistachio pomegranate.
Yeah,
Pistachio.
I've never had that.
Pistachio. How do you say pistachio?
Pistachio.
Pistachio.
What was the other way to say it?
Pistachio.
Pistachio. Pistachio. Amelia, can you pass me the pistachio?
Use the scissor.
Yeah. Well, this shit busting, bro. But the best fries is Definitely McDonald's.
But wouldn't you say?
Just fry wise, like come on.
What about Arby's? What about the curly fries?
Oh, I thought you meant something else. Arby's curly fries are pretty good. They're pretty good, but they're not fucking McDonald's fries, bro.
I don't know. McDonald's also has to season theirs really well, or it just tastes like so like fake. I feel like.
I love the fake taste. It's the best.
Okay, so this is what it looks like in the box.
I gotta finish her fucking cauliflower. This shit is so mid.
Smells really good.
I used to eat Turkish delights when I was little, but it's been a minute.
For whatever reason, I expected it to be more
Sweet.
no, like kind of like a nut roll, like chewier. This is like really like gummy like.
Let me try one. What it looks like. So that's what it would look like. Let's give this a try. Huh. Sounds about right.
I mean, it's good.
You said you were hoping it was more gummy?
No, I was hoping it was like less gummy. Like
I
I was
love
expecting
gummy.
it to be more like
firm or like flaky or.
no, like do you know what like a nut roll like with like nut and like what
I love
else
nut.
is in there like. It's like like a nut and jelly roll kind of thing. That's what I was more expecting. Like more soft instead
Bro,
of
those are busting, bro. Hold on, give me
good,
another one. Your shits
but
are
it's
good.
more like gummy-ish.
It is gummy-ish. What are the calories on this shit? Yeah, sounds about right.
210.
Bro, this is amazing.
42 grams of carbs.
Bro,
Probably all from the sugar.
these are so good.
I really love pomegranates. Like,
This shit is so good. Are you like pomegranates?
but you really can't
You ever
taste
had
the
these?
you can't taste the pistachio that much. Yeah, those are really good actually.
Fucking dark chocolate pomegranates. I thought I lost that bag, bro.
I didn't. I've never frozen them though.
Oh, what?
It's a
You're
game
tripping, bro.
changer.
You're fucking tripping. This shit makes it extra better, right? There's like texture now.
I love the crunch.
Dude, I love how this podcast is just us eating.
I saw something the other day.
Yep.
Apparently, if you take like fruit roll-ups
Okay.
and put ice cream in it, it like
What?
freezes it immediately, and it gives it like a nice crunch, like a nice like. I don't know.
What's your favorite? What's the most overrated dessert to you?
I just think like
Cake is so overrated to me.
I think cake, like
I don't fuck with
especially
cake.
chocolate cake, because for me,
Gross.
if it's too rich, I just can't even eat it. Like
I'm gonna be honest. Every one of Nina's birthdays, where she got the fucking German chocolate cakes,
oh, it's so chocolate.
it's so much chocolate, bro.
It's so chocolatey.
It's like triple chocolate, bro.
I do
do
believe
that shit.
I do believe it's kind of overrated.
It's so overrated. All right, hold up. Let's talk about other stuff now. You want to try other Asian shit?
What do you have?
Try this. I got this from Li Ming as well. They're green tea matcha. Green tea latte candy. And they're fucking gas. If you like green tea, I fucking love green tea.
I'm not the biggest fan, but
You're
I'll try
fucking
it.
tripping, bro.
Like I said,
Don't chew on
those
it,
green tea
just-
shots are nasty.
Leave it in your mouth. I can't believe you don't like green tea shots.
They're so gross.
Let it dissolve. We'll spit it out. You really don't like green tea. Damn, that's
I
crazy,
really don't like it.
bro.
I
Right.
love a good oolong.
Oolong slaps. I'm surprised you like oolong.
I
Oolong's
love
usually
oolong.
the tougher one to drink.
Like, it's kind of mild though.
Really? Over green?
Uh-huh.
These are good though. How much were these? Turkish delights.
$6.
Really? That's not bad. Yeah, I'll have to go in there and get some Turkish delights one day. The motherfucking Turkish people, bro. They know what
I
the
think
fuck
I'm
is up.
most excited about this, and I'll have to try it with something else.
I think it'd be good on a sandwich.
I think it'll be good too because I like vinegar.
All right. What's the weirdest thing that you've ever seen at College Hill? Sundries. This is the bar that we usually go to. Sit back.
This is my stomping grounds, I guess.
It's our stopping ground.
Honestly, I have seen like some crazy shit. I haven't seen that much crazy shit in the past like year as like.
But have you not seen that person who's
during
like
COVID?
Yeah.
I feel like I saw more crazy shit. Like
Give me an
people were like
example.
off their rocker.
You ever seen that dominatrix person who dresses up in like latex and like chains and shit? What about that guy who has like a fake tattoo sleeve?
No, I didn't see that.
Oh
either.
my god, he was there last time we were there. Yo, shout out to Caden though. That was his name. I fuck with him. He actually is cool as fuck. But I'm not gonna lie, the first time I saw him, because he looks like an edgy e-boy, tall. He's handsome, very handsome guy. Piercings and stuff. But he has his shirt has like this like sleeve that's a fake tattoo sleeve.
But does he wear it every single time he comes to the bar?
Every time I've seen at Cohill, he has it on. But I've seen him once somewhere else and he didn't have it on. But
like, what's his reasoning? Have you asked?
I never asked. To me, I just recently actually formally saw him this last time when we were there. Because I came up to him and he was like, yo, I know you. And I was like, I know, I see you all the time. What's your name? And he was like, Caden. And I was like, Loon. That was it. And I was like, cool, man. But like inside, I'm like, he's a cool guy. He pulls, bro. He's a handsome. You would think he's handsome.
I don't even know if I know who
He's a handsome white kid. But the problem is the tattoo sleeves is so funny to me because it's fake. Like, well, just get real tattoos, you know?
That's what I'm saying. Like, unless he has like maybe a valid reasoning for it, I don't know.
It could be a trend or like a fashion statement. I thought about that. I was like, maybe he just like thinks it's fashionable, you know? Some people like weird shit.
I don't know about that, but the last time me and Loon were at College Hill was the first time I decided to sing karaoke.
Yo, that shit was lit. And you were late for it because you were outside chalking the fucking drilling the whole time.
I apparently
Shout out
like
to
the
Drillin',
whole
bro. I was
bar
glad I
was
saw
like
him.
looking for me, and then the song started and I just popped up out of
We
nowhere.
literally all chanted Amelia.
Yeah.
Like, Amelia.
Apparently the whole bar was chanting for me.
She's just too famous, bro. I find
The
her
lights
outside
were
chilling
on,
with
but
Drillin'.
nobody was home. That's
I'm dead.
where I was at that point.
Bro, how much did you have to drink?
I mean, okay.
Do
Preface.
you want some fries? Just some fries.
I'm good for now.
Okay.
Preface that I did see someone from high school that I haven't seen since high school.
Yeah, who we love. That boy
And
is awesome.
it was a fun time, but like, yeah, I guess like people were buying me shots, and then it was like bad news bears from
But
there.
you were also drinking everything too, right?
I was mixing like, yeah.
Because it was like you started with. Also,
I
why do you
started
like
with
fucking
Scotch.
Johnny Walker? It's disgusting, bro.
The reason I like it is because like Shanks has it for fairly cheap.
How much is
And-
Shanks?
Well, like short Shanks, I think like for the
What's short Shanks?
It's the one below long Shanks.
Oh, long Shanks upstairs.
Long Shanks is the middle floor, and then short Shanks is the one below it.
What the fuck? I ain't never heard this.
But they're like, it's like $6, and it is Scotch, and I kind of like Scotch. Do you not like Scotch?
No, I hate Scotch.
Oh.
You're such a manly man compared to me.
Yeah, but I don't like whiskey or bourbon, and I feel like that's
wow,
a
that's
really
crazy.
manly drink.
That's crazy that
I mean,
you like
certain
Scotch, though.
bourbon I will drink, but I can't really get behind it, and it always makes
What
me
is
feel
it
sick.
about Scotch that you enjoy? Is it the flavor?
I like that like smoky peaty flavor because
You-
that's what I like about mezcal.
I was just about to ask. Do you like mezcal?
I used to like drink that shit all the time.
Oh my god!
What's
it's
crazy
so disgusting.
actually about College Hill is like when I first started going there
gross.
during the summer. Well, maybe not now, but I don't even know if they carry mezcal anymore because I don't really drink anymore. But during the summer,
I don't really drink anymore. Just got recently fucked up.
I didn't drink that the other night.
Oh, true.
But during the summer, sometimes like fruit flies used to get into the
What?
like liquor bottles at College Hill.
Right.
Like they would cover it at night with like those little, you know, how you're supposed to like cover the liquor
Yeah.
bottles. But I guess like the fruit
Just
flies would
naturally.
still get in naturally. And like I get it, there's not really anything you can do that much. But like every time I would order the mezcal, because not many people drink that at College Hill. It's like
Right.
literally a dive bar.
Well, you
I
drink,
would get like
not a lot of people drink mezcal in general.
that
Fucking
part
gross.
too. But
Yeah.
every time I would order it, there would be like 2 to 3 fruit flies in it. And it got to the point where I was like, fuck it, I'm just like getting extra protein at this point. So I would just drink it, but then there was this one night that there was like 4 or 5 fruit flies in it, and like,
Ew.
I was like, should I pick them out? And then I did it, and I like literally almost gagged because I was like,
But
I
you
can't.
used to just drink it. That's
I can't
crazy.
stomach this anymore. And from that moment on, like, I don't think it was for me.
Like mezcal?
I mean, I'll
Well,
still
got
drink it
ruined.
occasionally,
Yeah.
but
I don't like mezcal because, well, all right, let's say we're taking a shot. Why the fuck do I want to taste smoke? And then after that, right? If it's a mixed drink, mezcal takes over the whole taste of the drink.
That's
It doesn't
true.
matter what the fuck you mix it with. It is now a smoky drink.
but then like that's kind of how Scotch is too. But then again,
That's why I
there's
don't like
also
Scotch.
Scotches that like aren't smoky.
But you just like Johnny Walker. You got expensive taste.
Johnny Walker's not that expensive,
Well, that
unless you
place,
buy
yeah.
like Blue Label.
Oh, maybe I'm thinking of Blue
I think
Label.
Blue Label's
Red
like
is the cheap one, right?
$150 a bottle.
Red's the cheap one.
Yeah,
Okay. Okay.
and then I think Black is the next.
Did you ever get the Game of Thrones Johnny Walker?
Yeah, and it was ass. We tried it together.
Yeah, I have the
and
bottle.
It was horrible. I
just
still have the bottle.
Yeah.
It was like really fruity tasting. It wasn't like
What's
it doesn't give Johnny Walker.
What's okay? You're sipping. You're with a boy. We're both single. Now, you find a guy, handsome man, and he's just like everything's perfect, right? And he's like, "Yo, let's grab a drink." What are you gonna order? And he doesn't drink. He never drinks, but he wants you to pick him something. What are
Well,
you
this
gonna
used to
order?
be my job, so I was really good at that.
Okay, well here you go.
Well, I would have to ask him what if he drank
And then he
what
said-
kind of liquor.
He said, "I'm gonna have whatever you want today, baby." And I said, "What are you gonna say? Like, what are you gonna get him?"
I used to drink a lot of tequila, so personally, I'm a shot girl. I'm not really a mixed.
What the fuck up, bro?
I'm not a mixed drink kind of girl. So if a guy was like,
You don't like any mixed drinks?
I will, but if he told me to order,
It's gonna be
most
shots.
likely I would order shots.
What's your favorite
I
mixed
do
drink? then?
love a good like Southside Ricky, which is
What's that?
basically like the same thing as a mojito, but gin instead of rum.
But you say you don't like mixed drinks, but you're the one who discovered the pita colada.
No, you know who told me about that?
Yeah?
No, should I not say names on this?
I don't know who. Wait, hold up. If you want, I don't know. It's up to you.
No.
All right. It's this guy. It's this
Either
guy.
way, like
That's
I
funny.
don't know him that
But
well.
you know it's not a
I
real
saw
drink.
him at College Hill.
You know it's not a real drink.
Yeah, but like he
It's
told me
dope
about
that
it.
they do that there.
He told me about it, and I don't like pina coladas. Like regular pina coladas, hate them. I'm not a huge
Too
like
much
coconut
cream and like.
and pineapple fan. I don't like Malibu or anything of the sort. But this is like more like lime.
Well,
and,
first
like,
off, they
cream.
swapped the Malibu for rum chata, which I appreciate.
So you asked them how they make it because
No,
I've
I
never
saw 'em.
actually asked them.
I just watched.
Oh, like I never watched them fucking make it.
What's
on
his
the
name?
site. Daniel.
Daniel. Yeah, I watched Daniel. I love Daniel. Shout out to Daniel. I watch him, and I saw like he used rum chata, and I was like, oh, not a lot of people do that in their pina coladas. I was like, okay, that's first. And then he
Oh, so
also
that
adds
that's what
lime,
makes
too.
it like creamy.
Yeah.
Because I don't like coconut that much.
I don't mind coconut, but that I will say that beats a pina colada. When you showed me that, I was
like
like, yo, this
so-
is
it's,
busting.
like, refreshing.
$10, and it's like 2 or 3 shots.
It's like literally refreshing.
Yeah, honestly, that's what I'm gonna get tonight when I go to Coil. Get a fry, bro. I feel like I'm bad. I'm eating all these. I'm trying to think of the weirdest thing I've seen. Bro, one time I walked in the bathroom at Cohill, and there's just motherfuckers like 4 dudes just doing blow.
That's like a daily occurrence, normal.
But like, it's just so dingy, bro. To me, like I'm like, bro.
I mean, like in a
Like
dive,
do it in like a more closed, like because they do it right there. Like I'm
I
trying
feel
to
like
feed you,
in
know?
a dive bar like that, like what can you expect? But also,
The stall, do it in the
I think
stall.
probably like the craziest thing I've seen, maybe. Well, actually, I didn't see this, but my friend did, and
Yeah.
she said that like, I guess this girl, she was really distraught that like someone else was there. I guess I
Okay.
don't know. I
Like a
guess
guy?
she
Okay.
had like a past with someone. Right?
Okay.
So she was like really distraught, and I don't know. I guess it escalated. She really wanted him out of the bar.
Oh.
So she ended up like flipping one of the tables over.
Like the fucking,
The table that people sits at.
like the booth inside.
Literally, yeah.
What the
flips it,
fuck?
Like flips it up. And I'm pretty sure like there was drinks.
Is she
People were
strong as
sitting
fuck,
at the table.
first off?
I don't even think she was that drunk. Like I think
No, I'm saying
she was
strong,
just
because,
oh
like,
yeah,
those are kinda heavy.
I think she was just pissed. But
Damn.
that was one.
Angry scream.
And I think like
She went She-Hulk on that bitch.
she maybe had to get dragged out of the bar. I don't know.
Oh, shit.
But then there was this other time where I'm pretty sure it was, I don't know if it was Daniel or the bartender before Daniel. I can't remember. But there was this girl that walked in, and clearly there had already been like an altercation or something.
Right.
But she ordered, like, she seemed fine, like, at first. She literally walks up and is ordering a drink, and she orders, like, 2 PBRs. Everything's fine. Totally fine.
I know
and
that
then
type of girl.
randomly, like, she leans in and says something. I don't even know what she said.
To you?
Like, no, to the bartender. And whatever she said was, like, I guess fucked up, because the bartender was like, fuck no, like, get out of here. Like, you're done. Like, you're not going to disrespect me like that. And then, like, I think she tried to, like, I think at the time, like, one of those stools was loose, or I don't know what she did. Maybe she picked up the, like, something that was on the bar, and I think she threw it.
Oh, my God.
And so then everyone was like, we were all, like, ready to defend the bartender, because we were like, what the fuck? Like, it came out of nowhere.
All right, let's be imaginary people, and let's predict. What do you think she said? What are some things she could have said?
I have no idea. I feel like she must have disrespected him in some way. Or
What if
she
she came up to him and was like, your dick was small last time we met? Or like, she came up to him and was like, Sriracha's ass. Like, you know, like something just.
I think
I'm honestly joking.
the bartender be that pissed. I don't know. It had to be something like
I
serious
voted for Donald
disrespect.
Trump.
I don't know.
What if she was like,
But
I voted for Donald Trump?
Then like the security dude, like, I guess dragged her out.
Damn.
Then she like went to the side
Do
of
they
the
even
building.
have security there really though?
Yeah.
Okay. I guess
Well,
like
front door
one
dude.
guy, front door dude. Yeah.
But I think also, like I said, other people in the bar were like ready to like get this girl out, because everyone was like, "Get the fuck out of here!" Like, you're
That's
being
crazy.
like really belligerent, like,
That's
and
crazy.
aggressive. So
Right.
she goes around the building and she starts like, I don't remember what was like on the side of the building, but she starts like attacking it, trying to rip it off the
The
wall.
building? Oh, so poster or like something.
No,
like that
it was
then.
like something metal. I don't even remember what it was. But she
Whoa.
starts like trying to rip it off the wall. Like, she's going like
Ballistic.
crazy.
Yeah.
Pretty sure like they ended up having to call the cops, because like she seemed like she was like having maybe some sort of like mental break. I'm not really
Damn.
sure what
Bro,
happened
College
there.
Hill, every time we go there, there's always a story. You
Well,
remember
that's
that
what
one
I'm saying.
time when
Every
Daniel got in a
single
fight?
time. Every single time. I don't know if I was there that time.
You were definitely there. It was you.
What, just verbal fight? I've seen him get
Yeah,
in a
verbal
fight.
fight.
Oh, because I was like, not
You remember
a
it was you and your
fight.
sister, and then like
Yeah, I remember that. But
was-
I was like, I thought you meant like
nah,
bop bop.
Nah. But it could have gone to that.
I mean,
Yeah, it was escalating.
I mean, I don't think that he would ever like.
But we got kicked out of the bar once.
For,
But it wasn't because of me. It's because of him. That's all I'm saying. But it wasn't even his fault though. But like he
I
was
got
involved.
kicked out of Grace Tavern one time.
What happened? How?
It was the bartender, and basically we had ordered. Have you ever had a Vegas bomb, the shot?
Yeah, I love Vegas bombs.
So like,
That shit's fucking delicious.
she
bro.
like, I guess this other bartender convinced us to have them, and it was my first time having them. So we
Yeah.
had them, and they were like really good, but it was like a yellow drink.
Isn't Vegas bomb like it's Red Bull, vodka?
It's like 3 different things. I don't even
Let me
know.
find out
It's
right
like
now.
3 or 4 different things, but I think there is like variations of how you make it.
Oh yeah, it's Crown whiskey. That's what it is. Peach schnapps, cranberry juice, and an energy drink. I
But
remember there
that's
was
the
Red Bull in
thing
it.
is the first girl, she didn't add the cranberry, or if she did, she just added like
She
a
fucked
touch.
up that
No, but
cranberry.
I'm telling you, it was better that way.
No, I like it.
We
I
did
love
it, and it was our first time doing it. And we're like, yeah, that's really good. So we ordered a second round with
Uh-oh.
another bartender.
Okay.
And so this one looked like super pink. So we were like, it just doesn't look the same. And we were like,
And you got mad?
we didn't get mad. We were just like, we'll take it. But like,
No, I'm saying like they got mad at you getting mad at that.
well, we didn't get mad. We just questioned, because we were like, the last one we ordered looked like completely different.
Right.
Which like, I get it. There is variations of the drink, but we were just like, can we just get it made the other way?
Yeah.
And she got
but they don't know.
pissed.
Oh my god.
So she was like, well, for one, I
don't like Grace.
was
to be
with
honest.
like another person who was paying for the round. I wasn't paying for the round. And I guess they didn't tip well. So then she got
shit.
really, really mad, because for one, like she said that we insulted like the way she made the drink. And then she got mad that my friend didn't tip. I don't think that he didn't tip at all. I just think he didn't tip as well as maybe he should have.
Yeah.
And then the next time we came up to the bar for a drink, she was like, she made some like really snarky comment about like, oh, are you gonna like tip this time? And then like,
no.
I think my friend was like, well, like maybe we would tip if you're not like rude as fuck and like made our drinks right.
Savage.
So then she was like, nah, like y'all are getting kicked out right now. And we're like, we're getting kicked out for that.
That's a pretty dumb reason.
It was stupid.
That's a pretty dumb
But
way
we
to
were
get
also
out.
like, fuck it. Like, we don't even want to be here anyway. I don't really ever think that Grace is that fun.
I'm gonna be honest, I never liked Grace. There's 2 bars in Greensboro that are overrated. And Grace is one. And then I'm gonna be that guy, Bearded Goat. I don't like Bearded Goat.
I'm not
never liked Bearded
biggest
Goat.
fan.
Every time I go there, it's a bad experience.
I'll tell you two things I've seen crazy at Westerwood.
Oh God, you've seen crazy stuff at Westerwood? I've never seen any crazy shit there.
One time we go there on like a Thursday, and I don't go there that often, but I think on like Thursdays or something, they used to have like open mic nights.
Okay.
And
yeah, they did.
This girl went up there, and I kid you not, for like, I'm surprised they didn't have a time limit on this, but she went up there for like 40 minutes,
right,
bashing like her ex and like how like horrible he was.
Oh,
and, like,
on the open mic?
On the open mic. And like literally went through like every single thing that he did to her. Like it was kind of like, no.
Okay.
It was kind of like a spoken word kind of thing, but it was like also bashing him. And she was like, yeah, like if you ever see this motherfucker in Greensboro, just know he's a piece of shit. And I was like, why is this girl still allowed to be up there for like 50 minutes? Like,
did everyone like, well, how did the people react to that? It
started getting really awkward because like at first I think people were kind of like, yeah, like fuck him. And then after like 40 minutes, everyone was like, all right, like it's time. Because she kept kind of repeating herself.
Yeah.
And we're like, okay, we get it. Like this dude's a piece of shit.
Yeah.
Like, we got you.
What the fuck?
But it was like,
just I wish I was there. I would have filmed it.
And that same night, I don't know if you've ever seen like people play on those little screens at Westerwood.
Yeah,
like,
the little
to the
game
right of the bar.
Yeah, the game screen.
I look over and it was like a spot the differences one,
but
it's like porn, and it's like straight like girls like.
I love it.
Out with her vagina. It's like you literally have to spot like, oh, they may have like a clit piercing in one versus in the other.
It's like a legit porn game because I've seen
literally like spot the difference between the two pictures.
You think it's still there?
Probably.
I kind of want to play it.
But it was just funny to like look over and see them playing it, and I was like,
Westwood of all places.
Okay.
You don't like Westwood as much.
I've never gotten a good vibe from there. But then again, like
Westerwood's more like to me, it's more like antique.
I just don't know if I ever
like
really get a good vibe from College Hill either, because
Cohill is always an experience.
It's
Westerwood is more of like to me, it's more chilled. It's like a chilled down version of Cohill. Cohill is fucking.
I feel like with Cohill, you can almost like feel the energy of everybody that's been there for like the past 50 fucking years.
Almost. Oh yeah, I love that.
It's kind of almost like haunted, not haunted, but like you can feel like past, like there's been some shit in that building.
I would say Westerwood. Tell me if I'm right or wrong. Westerwood seems like a older, bearded version of Cohill with lights on.
Yeah,
people have beards there. They're like older. They're still chill.
I just feel like, I don't know. I feel like every time I go to Westerwood, I feel like it's very like cliquey. Like everyone there is like,
dude, hold up, no, hold up. Have you ever been to Cohill during a packed Saturday where it was cliquey?
Every time I go there during a Saturday, I know like too many people there.
No. So normally when we go together, it's fine because I know everybody. It's a vibe, whatever. These 2-3 times we went in the summer. Or no, not even summer, fall last year. It was weird. It was like the new people were coming, and it was like a frat circle of like fratty guys, and then there's a sorority table with like all these sorority girls with cowboy hats and shit. And I'm just like, I looked around, I was like, okay, they're not in the right place.
Yeah, the only weird thing is like when actual college students come there, and you're like, no.
You're like, yeah, get the fuck out of here, bro. You know who Fairy Girl is? Mm-mm. There's that one girl that's like a regular that like has like fairy makeup, kind of look like Euphoria, like Jules from Euphoria.
I guess I just don't pay attention.
Bro, there's so many regulars, bro. I'm not gonna say the name. You obviously know this regular. The fucking well, everyone fucking knows this regular. The leather jacket dude.
Right?
That motherfucker is so funny because he sees me and he's like, I'm like one nod is enough, but this dude gives me a fucking quadruple nod. Because I go all so often. Oh, do you know the bun bao guy? The tall Asian kid that like with the bun on his hair, and he comes with food. And he's like, dumplings, like bun bao, and he gives them out. Bro, bro, you don't go to Cohill enough, dog.
I don't go, and I've tried to avoid
I know
it.
all
I'm
the
telling
regulars,
you, that
dog.
place is like the devil.
But you love going there. What the fuck do you mean?
Okay, like last year or the year before, like I used to go a lot during the summer, and I got to the point where I used to like name the cockroaches on the back porch. Like,
oh, I'm dead.
we literally had
That's
like
so funny.
Buster up in here. I don't even remember all
That's
the cockroaches'
hilarious.
names, but we named them because we were like,
people.
oh, they're coming around.
I named the regulars. Oh, do you know? You gotta know this. The fucking creepy older Asian squad that's been there lately.
No.
Dude, there's like 4 of them, and they hit on your
I'm telling you, I don't pay attention to shit other
I
than
think they hit on
me,
her.
myself, and I.
Yo, you're on another world. I'm a people watcher. I go out to places. I'm looking at.
I mean,
people,
I
bro.
people watch, but
You focus on you, fucking alcohol, and cute dick. You know, I'm just playing. I'm playing.
I'm single though.
What is your type? Do you have a type?
I don't think I really have a type. I think for me, it's more like personality, but also I will say that I do think, and I get that maybe some people think this is like shallow in a way, but like for me, I do feel like I have to have like an initial physical attraction. Maybe not like a huge physical attraction, but like there has to be something like.
What makes a guy physically attractive though to you?
I definitely don't like lanky. I gotta have like some like arm muscle, like some, not like a lot.
But
they don't have to be huge.
In the lanky guys, the ones with the big dicks.
Yes, but
but
I just don't like the. I don't want to feel like I'm gonna break you and like your legs are like.
Fucking
I don't want to feel like that.
Yeah. Okay, that's valid.
And like feel like all your little bonies and like, cause like I mean I'm a curvier girl. I want something to hold on to. That's the thing.
Yeah.
I don't want like.
What if a guy's curvy?
That's fine.
Okay. So would you prefer a slightly overweight guy over a slightly underweight guy? Or no, they're equally bad. And be honest with yourself. Because with girls, it's obviously a double standard because I would say I would prefer a slightly underweight girl. But if we're talking extremes, then I don't know because
I think at that point it comes down to personality. At that point.
Yeah. Because, okay, that's valid. I agree with that.
Like, I mean, I guess stereotypically, like a chubbier guy is gonna be like a little more insecure, right? So then they might like be like more like, attentive to you.
But what if they're really funny? You know how chubby guys are sometimes.
Well,
funny
I
as
think
fuck?
that like humor to me is a massive thing.
Like turn on, right?
Yes,
Okay.
because for me, like sometimes I can get like little moods. I can get a little attitude, and I think humor is the one thing that'll like pull me out of that.
Really?
I don't think anything else will pull me out of that. But if they keep like making me laugh, then I'll like kind of get out of my mood. If that makes sense.
Yeah. You know, of course.
So like someone that really gets my sense of humor and knows that I'm weird and can be equally as weird, that's like a huge thing.
So okay, so with the things you look for when you're dating a guy or even talking to a guy. Physical attraction. They gotta be not fucking scrawny as shit. And then I'll move it out here. That way you can just chill. And what else you said? They gotta be funny. Anything else that's very important?
I think the most important thing for me, like especially if I was looking for someone to like be with long term, is I wanna like be with someone who, for one, is like always willing to take trips, even if it's like in the traveling. State. Like I love traveling.
Would you say it's more of actual travel, or would you, or do you mean more of like a sporadic?
I think both. I think for me, I'm a big like I like experiences type of person.
I'm the same fucking way.
Like I mean, trust me, I do like, I guess like in terms of love language or whatever, I do like gift giving, but for one, like, but me
I hate gift
more. I like experience, like you going to like paint with me or hike with me or whatever. Like I'd rather do that.
What was your love language in that quiz? The not the Myers-Briggs, whatever the love language quiz. Like what was your top? Do you remember?
I don't even remember. I know it's not physical touch.
You're not a physical touch person?
I think I am if I really want it. But I don't.
Wow. Like, actually, that makes sense. I feel like you're not very like touchy.
I'm not a type of person that like I don't really hug my friends that often. I feel like.
Yeah. Well, also like every time I've seen you around a guy that is a romantic interest, you're not like super like y'all are talking and you might be standing there.
But that's
he's
the thing.
He's usually the one touching you.
But that's the other thing is like normally like if I am really interested in a guy, I will be touchy. But that's the thing. I feel like most of the guys you see me with, I'm not really
like
that interested in.
Big facts.
And so that's why it kind of is like, I don't know. I just feel like sometimes I get really uncomfortable when guys are like overly touchy with me because I'm like,
well, no guy should be overly touchy. Period. But
right,
yes,
like,
I see what you're saying.
Especially when they feel like they can be like that. When I'm like, I'm not really that comfortable with that amount of touching it. Yeah. You know what I mean?
I think to those guys' defense, because I've definitely been there. I think to them they're like, okay, it's a show of confidence. Like, oh, like I got this. Like I'm not gonna like. But I do notice that nowadays it's kind of tough. It's like girls want you to be confident with your touching and stuff, but they also want it to be consensual. Like obviously consensual, but like not too much. It's obviously
that
like,
very fine line.
But that's, you know what I noticed? That's dating, bro. Everything is fine lines.
But
like
then again,
you want to be just enough everything. Like you can't be too much, you can't be too little of everything.
But like the one thing that cause like obviously I've dated like, well, I am Hispanic, but I've dated a few Hispanics, and I feel like the biggest thing I like different? With them is that like I love like how passionate they are, like in sex, like in like just like every day.
Will
like,
you let them touch you?
Yeah, but like because they know how to do it without. I don't know. Like,
can you teach like how? All right, if you had a little brother who's like 18 now, he's trying to start dating, and he's like, oh wait, what is it? How the fuck do you say sister? Hermana. Hermana. Can you teach me how to touch girls?
No, I feel like no. At that point, no, you can't. Just
okay, well, teach the fucking crowd.
You can't just go up to someone and be like, just grab her ass. Like you have to be like.
So is that what Hispanic people do?
Like,
okay, there you go. That's what I'm saying. You're giving lessons. You're giving lessons right now. You gotta be suave with how you do it. Like you want to like salsa it up.
One thing I hate is like I can't stand like I don't know if you obviously no you're a guy, but I hope that have you ever like been with a girl and like actually been like, can I kiss you? Like I hate that. I have done it. Stand that.
I have done it, and here's.
I feel like it's like read the room.
No, I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying, Amelia. And more of the times I don't, and I just kiss. You know what I'm saying? I just like,
right.
It's the vibe, you know? But I'm going to say there's certain girls, and I don't know if it's a problem with me. I don't know if it's a problem with how I read the situation. But there's certain girls where either I'm into them so much or I like don't want to make them feel uncomfortable because like they said something earlier in the conversation that made me feel like they might be an uncomfortable, like they might not like super. An example, you know the person I'm talking about? She said that she was avoidant. That one person, right? So I'm over here like, oh, well, shit, now that's in my head. So I'm like, was it like, I came outside, we came outside, and I was just like, is it cool if I kiss you? Like, I just literally looked at her, and I'm like pretty close. I'm like, oh, I think I might have said like, I'm about to kiss you. Is that all right? Or something like that. I won't say like, may I kiss you or some corny ass shit. I'm gonna put some swag in it.
I feel like for me,
but
like,
you're right.
I get what you mean. No,
you're right.
With like,
you gotta read the room.
You don't want to make someone uncomfortable ever. Like,
yeah,
obviously.
that's what it is.
And you don't want to cross like boundaries that you shouldn't be crossing yet or whatever. But the thing is, for me, is almost like that question is such a turn off. Like, it's like now I don't want to fucking kiss you. Like, I'm like gonna be real honest. Like, it's just like, why the question? Like, I would rather like, I don't know.
But you see how like being a guy can be hard. Because, like, me, I've had experience where I'll kiss girls, but then you get that one girl that rejects your kiss or some shit. And then you're like, damn, now I gotta ask, bro. Like, or you get situations with girls that say, like, oh, I really like when guys ask for things and stuff. So I'm like, all right, well, you want me? So, like, now I'm conflicted. But you're right. I think more situations you should read the room. But the problem is some motherfuckers don't know how to read the room. And they might just try to kiss you, and then you might not even be feeling it.
I mean, like, for me, like, when I say, like, passion or whatever, like, obviously, if we're already making out, you, like, you know, like, grab a little ass. Like, you know.
Oh, yeah.
But, like, grab it, like, forcefully. Like, you shouldn't have to be prompted to do something.
Okay,
like that.
You know what's something bad that I do, Amelia? I ain't gonna lie. You're gonna hate this. Sometimes when I'm, like, feeling on a girl, it's usually the first 2 dates, I'll say. It never goes on rarely that it goes on the third date. But I'll do stuff, and like, let's say I put my hand in their lap and stuff, and then I'll be like, oh yeah, is that cool, by the way? And they're like, yeah. It's like, all right, cool. Is that bad? How bad is that?
I don't think that's how bad.
Okay. It's just because I
mean,
don't want to make motherfuckers uncomfortable, bro.
I've had
That's what
people
I'm
that
saying.
do that to me before, but like personally.
But I do it first. I do it, and then I'm like, oh, is that cool, by the way?
Like I feel
polite.
like the first time I hang out with a guy, I hate when he does like this number. Like I can't stand
what?
that. Like just like the setting the hand on your leg.
Setting?
Like when you're like sitting together.
I gotta grab that
like
shit,
you're
bro.
watching a Netflix show, right? And he just does like this, and you're like,
oh, I thought you. What about driving?
you're like, what is this?
What about driving?
That's
Like,
kind of
just,
cute. That's kind of
I
cute.
put my hand on the lap and driving.
Yeah.
But I
But I'm like just
I rap.
saying, like literally watching Netflix, and they just kind of like place it there, and you're just like, okay, your sweaty hands on my leg now. And
Oh, you really don't like touch.
it depends. It really depends.
But what? All right, so like, let's say you're watching Netflix. You don't like the arm over? Oh,
No,
okay,
because
so
that's
you
just
like watching separately.
uncomfortable. Like I feel like if I really liked you, I'd more like probably like lay on you or like lean into you. But like I'm not gonna just have you like be like, it's just
Yeah.
it's not.
But what
it's
about
not-
like you laying
you're not,
on
like,
him and he
chilling.
puts his what? Okay, what about a tall guy? He got his hand up your ass crack, and you just fucking while you're watching. That's better.
Sure.
So
I
okay,
don't
so that's
know.
better. Like grabbing ass, watching Netflix. So-
Sure. Yeah.
But then that's for a guy. That's just mainly insinuating that they want to fuck.
not necessarily.
Not always, but how they move their hand after that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not even tall enough. I literally can't even reach that. I'm like over here, like the top of her back. You know what I'm saying? But I'm trying to think for like Netflix. If we're talking in an environment like that, I'm like, okay, laying down. I put my arm. They're like laying on my chest. That's it.
I just hate when it's like you already know, like you're in, like you're about to do like the whole Netflix and chill routine.
But sometimes I don't. But yeah, I feel you.
But like you know when like well
A lot of guys do.
as
A
a
lot of
girl
guys,
you
yeah.
know when a guy's about to like, oh, let's watch a movie, right? The one
So
thing
do you
that is
say
a pet
yes
peeve-
knowing that it's gonna happen? Usually, because you like.
I
Come
mean,
on.
yeah, at that point, yeah, you kind of know. But what I kind of is a little pet peeve for me is like, okay, I get like what's happening at the end of this or whatever the fuck, but can like we at least watch half of the movie?
Oh,
Like I can't stand when a guy is like, let's watch a movie. Literally in
Hold
the
up.
first 2 minutes, they're like
Hold
trying to
up,
jump all over
Amelia.
you. And you're like,
Let me be
I actually wanted to watch this movie.
I feel you. Let me defend it though. I'm gonna say if you're jumping in the first 2 minutes, that's too fast. That's OD.
Way too
That's
fast.
OD.
Like at least give it like a
I will
10,
say,
15, 20.
I will say, what I usually do is I'll watch the movie, and like, what genre of movie? It depends on the genre too. This is big, because if it's a rom-com, I'm trying to fuck. Because if it's a rom-com, bro, I already know what's gonna happen. Everybody fucking knows what's gonna happen in the rom-com.
If I'm doing like Netflix and chill, I always choose like thriller horror.
All right, if it's a thriller horror, I'm gonna watch the beginning and kind of understand the premise, and then I'm gonna fucking start blah blah blah, and then this is what I do. I kind of wanted to watch this, so I'm gonna pause it, and then we're gonna fuck, and then we're gonna get back to it because I don't want to miss it. I'm not about to miss half of this shit, and then we come back and I'm confused.
See, that's what I hate.
So I pause
when
it.
the movie keeps playing, and then you
No,
like
I
are done,
pause
and you're
it.
like, you look up, and you're like, damn. I
You know what
really
you gotta
actually
do in that
kinda watched
situation?
shit. But then it's like you don't want to pause it because the background noise is like.
No.
kinda
You whip out
nice.
Spotify. I do it every time. I whip out Spotify on my TV, and I go to my Strictly Sex playlist. It's called Strictly Sex. It's like half the weekend.
I was about to be like, what's on there?
Oh, I'll show you right now. But like, come on, like, isn't that a good move? Like, you pause and you still get music, and like, I'll show you. All right, so Strictly Sex, you can rate it. You know, I gotta put that my baby Ariana Grande in there. Love me harder.
I
Got some
can't
Zayn.
you.
Zayn's sexy as fuck. Zayn be turning me on.
I'm not gonna
A lot
lie.
of
I
Weeknd.
have a little playlist on my phone, but I don't.
Is it like that?
I don't really use it because, to be
Ooh,
honest,
a little bit of Russ.
I don't use like music that much. But I feel
I
like
have to. I got
should,
roommates.
I feel like I should more because it does like establish a nice rhythm as well.
Oh, and well, you don't have roommates.
Well, that part.
Yeah.
So I never really have had to worry about that.
Yeah.
But I don't feel like I'm not allowed.
True. Well, for me, it's risky because I don't know if the girl's gonna be loud. I'm not loud, but there are girls that are just end up being loud.
That
Have
could
you ever
be
had a
true.
guy that was really loud?
No, not really.
You never had a, oh, yeah, fuck, like
That
a
would
super
kinda turn
verbal.
me off a
Yeah,
little bit, like-
yeah. What are your biggest turnoffs in sexual wise, without getting too deep?
I mean, I don't know.
So like, all right, I'm gonna give you one for girls. So like, I don't like when a girl is too fucking extra. Like, she starts like, if I'm having sex and she starts going like this, and then shit, and like bro, like goddamn, like calm down, breathe for a second. Like we just having sex. We're not fucking like doing a workout or some shit. Like the fuck is this? Yeah, there's not demons in the room. Chill, you know. I've had girls like that.
Yeah, I feel that. I don't really know.
I would show you proof of one, but I don't want to show you because I'm in it.
I'm fine.
Yeah, I just want you to see the it because I'm like, bruh, like it's fucking funny. But I'm trying to think of other turnoffs. There's not a lot of turnoffs a girl can do. Oh, if they're really fucking terrible at head, but they insist in giving it, which is rare, very rare. It's hard for a girl to be bad at head. Very hard, but there are a few. That sucks.
I mean, I've always said I feel like if they're not good at
they
it,
smell bad.
They don't do it enough. If they're not
True.
good at head, they're not practicing enough.
Or not, especially with people. Look at that slumpy dick falling down. It's just slowly deflated. Yeah, but turn it back on. Turn it back. Oh, there we go. Mine is like sideways. Mine's got like one of those sideways dicks curves. But the fucking what was I gonna say about? Oh yeah, the turn on is if they smell bad. That's my biggest. That's the only thing I really care about.
Yeah.
You gotta smell good, bro.
If it's giving like
guys smell bad too.
Mildew, cock. Like they don't dry,
have you ever
dry
like
themselves.
uncircumcised and they're dirty?
I've never had. Everybody that's been uncircumcised,
it's clean.
They've cleaned themselves.
You know they're the most clean because we're fucking paranoid. We all had a traumatic experience. I had a traumatic experience once. I almost want to tell you, but it's disgusting. I don't even know if you want to hear it.
Maybe I don't know.
Do you want to hear it? It's fucking funny, but it is gross.
What? Did something fall out?
No. So this is funny as fuck actually, because you know these kids too. So I'm in middle school, right? All right. So my upbringing, I'm uncircumcised, and my dad, when I was like 4 or 5, like told me that and was like teaching me how to do it because I'm 4. So he's like cleaning my pee-pee because that's what a dad does, and in a non-weird way. And then I guess as I grew up, I never really like remembered and stuff. Like just kind of went on about my life. Middle school, these girls, one of them you know, and these guys, of whom you do know, were joking. They're my age, and they were joking, and they were like, like, ew, uncircumcised dicks. They're fucking gross. And then I'm over here knowing I'm uncircumcised, and they're like, and they were asking each other, they're like, are you circumcised? And everybody's like, yeah. And then they asked me, and I totally lied because I didn't want to get bullied. I was like, yeah, totally. Right? And then the girls in the group were like, yeah, isn't that gross? Like, don't they have like dick cheese and shit? Like, isn't that gross? And I was like, in my head, I'm like, dick cheese? The fuck is this bullshit? You know, I didn't know what the fuck this shit was. So I went home that night. I'm fucking insecure as shit. I'm like, damn, I started beating myself up for having a fucking uncircumcised dick. I Googled what dick cheese was on my phone, on my iPhone like 3, or like not even my iPod probably, right? iPod Touch. Yeah, I'm on a fucking Google. I'm hit up, and I'm like, oh, smegma. The fuck is this shit? So I'm out the Wikipedia for schmegma. I'm reading this shit out. I'm like, okay, girls can get this, but mainly on guys, especially if they're uncircumcised. And it if you clean it, it literally looks like dick cheese. So I'm like, I go to the bathroom and I pull my fucking skin back, bro, and I fucking almost fainted because of the smell, bro. I was traumatized, bro. After that experience, I'm like fucking 11. I'm like, I fucking ran the water and I fucking scrubbed it, and I shit you not. Have you ever had an eraser where you just rubbed it so hard that all those like flakes come off? That, but white all over my fucking dick, bro. And I was just like, oh my, and I was literally like, have you ever like smell something that you hate so much, but like you want to keep smelling it, but you hate it? You know, it's kind of like gasoline or like,
yeah.
That's what I was like, oh.
You're like, is that me? Is that really me?
Yeah. And I cleaned the shit out of it. And it's so rewarding because after I cleaned it, I was like, nice. And then I learned,
Nice.
I
Like,
learned
accomplished.
from that day forward, I learned that if you're uncircumcised, and this is a good lesson for anyone who is uncircumcised, it's completely fine if you are. It doesn't change dick size. It doesn't. Actually, the only thing that changes is you get more pleasure if you are uncircumcised, which is great. You have to clean it every day. Every day. The day that you skip is when you create dick cheese. Even if you clean it every day, every time you clean it, there's a little bit that you have to make sure. So I will clean it, and on top of cleaning it on my daily shower, before I even go on a date with a girl, or if we're making out, even in the middle of making out and we're about to have sex, I'm like, hey, I'm going to go to the bathroom real quick. And they think I'm peeing, right?
Or something?
No. They think I'm peeing. I do pee. After I pee, though, I get on that fucking sink. And I'm fucking running water, and I'm fucking, first I got my balls, because you never know if they give you head.
You get on the sink, you need to purchase.
No, I don't get on the sink. I just use my hands, bro.
Oh, I was like, you need to purchase a bidet or something.
No,
that
that'd
would
be funny.
So
that'd be
nice
dope.
For you.
What if they had a bidet for dicks?
But you can make it squirt in different areas.
I know what you're saying. But what you need to do is I just run my water on my hands, and then I just fucking, it's already clean, but at this point I'm just trying to extra clean. You know, like I'm trying to like.
No, but have you not ever seen like that Twitter meme, like where they're like, well, I think it's mostly talking about girls, but it's like when a girl comes over to your apartment and you go to fuck and you can smell like the hand soap from your bathroom.
I do that. I put that in my gooch sometimes, but I do deodorant more often. I put deodorant in my gooch, bro. I ain't gonna lie. I'm not trying to make it smell bad. Do you do any like nifty tricks before sex? Does it smell good or anything?
I feel like most of the time I try to make sure I'm at my apartment because then I know that like I can.
You have everything.
I have my shit. But like if I'm at a guy's apartment, like I do kind of like at least try to like
go to the bathroom.
I mean, especially if I've like been like
out
all day, like haven't.
Do you go to the bathroom? Fresh. You do a bird. What is it? A homeless shower or whatever they're called. The little bird. That's good. Like, I'm proud of you.
Hopefully they have like the little flushable wipes, the cottonelles.
Okay, here's the problem with those though. I have cottonelles. I feel like it's not good for the cooch. Though.
Oh, it's probably not.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It just doesn't seem like it's good for me.
But like, pee after, go home, shower, whatever.
Dude, showering before sex? If a girl ever asks me, like we're getting frisky and they're like, I'm gonna go shower real quick. I'm gonna wife her. I literally on the spot, I'm gonna be like, we're getting married. Cause like that's fucking, the fact that she cares about that shit. But mean it. Like, not just know that. I never say that I want that. But, like, if they fucking whip that shit out, it's Shorty that I'm talking. She whipped that shit out. I'm like, all right, looks like I got to buy a ring now.
Like, just, like, going to take a shower.
Well, no, it's not about that. It's about the effort of, like, damn, like, they want to be clean for me. Like, I love that. I like clean people, bro. I just like clean people. I don't like smelly people. There's an occasional time where I like the smell of pheromones, like just like natural scent, occasionally. But it's a rare situation. I gotta really like you.
It is a rare situation.
You know what I'm saying? Where you can like a guy's must.
Like, yeah, I get what you mean. Because
but you gotta
like there
love them, bro.
there has been like that I'm like, okay, like I could tolerate this, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah, I get what you mean. I definitely get what you mean.
Here's a topic that I have. Dating apps. So are you on any currently? You deleted them all, right? Or
I like deleted them all. I may have like gotten on Tinder a little bit recently, but I think I was like really bored.
Yeah.
And I probably only did it like maybe when I was like drunk or something, but like I just don't feel the need to like spend time on them because for me at this point in my life, well, actually, I've never met anyone off Tinder. I met one guy. Off Tinder.
And was it a shit experience?
It wasn't that bad of an experience, but like it was when I was going to UNCG and I felt like, I think the reason for me is I just feel like awkward as fuck. Like actually, just kidding. I've met 2 guys off Tinder. I forgot about the second guy because the second guy, it was okay. We went to Jake's Billiards and it like wasn't a horrible, but like, and this may sound kind of horrible, but like his voice was like way higher pitched than I just like expected. And it just wasn't.
Oh, the guy?
Yeah.
That's fun. You don't call them before? Like talk to them on the phone?
No, I am not a caller. But I've only met 2 people from Tinder. And I just feel like for me, I don't like that like initial like meeting each other in person after not meeting each other in person. That's why for me,
Wait, have you ever used like Hinge or
No.
Or Bumble? No?
I like had a Hinge, but I never like actually really used it.
Those are more serious.
It was more like
Or
Hinge
Hinges.
was like actually all of like Hinge and Tinder were for me like little confidence boosters. Like I just love to see what people message me.
Yeah.
Some of them were pretty creative, but
Or cringy.
well, that part too. But other than that, like,
You know what's crazy when I hear that from you? I do terrible with meeting people in person.
that's why I would just
I'm not good
rather
at that.
I would rather just meet someone organically, like
No,
at the
I'm really
bar
bad at that.
or- Oh,
I'm,
like
like,
going
really-
up to a random person.
Yeah,
talking
and
to
like
them.
I don't know, you know what it is? Like, here's my thing. I'm good when I know a girl likes me. That's good on Tinder because if they obviously swipe right on me.
But like
or
I've
dating
seen you
apps.
go up to like girls and be like, "Hey, I'm Loon." Like,
Yeah, but it
What's
fucking
your name?
sucks. I don't love it. The time that we did it, bro, this is what I'm saying. One, I can't tell if they're into me. So,
but that's like,
and I can't
that's
can't
not
tell
a
if they're
bad
into me.
thing.
I know, but hold on, okay.
Like the
Alright.
unknown is kind of good.
You're right. And I need to learn that, right? But here's the thing. If you're a basketball player,
It's because you're scared of rejection.
are you going to take a shot that has a higher percentage of making it?
But just
or
fucking
a shot
do it.
that's not?
Just fucking do it because at the end of the day, like, we only have one life, so why
Yeah,
don't you just
a
do it?
lot of
and
girls-
the worst they're gonna say is no. That's really not even that bad.
That's
I
true.
know a lot of men that think like rejection is like the worst thing ever. It's
No,
it's really not that horrible.
I wouldn't say I don't fear rejection. You've seen me hit on people, but it's so much of like I've gotten so many girls that just don't like Asians or like don't like me and stuff. So I'm just like, eh.
I feel like a lot of
versus
dudes-
Tinder. When I'm on Tinder, I'm like, oh, these girls like me because they're matched with me.
Yeah.
So then I have like this like unbound confidence
because
where
you
it's like,
already know
it's-
that they
it's
find you
over,
like
bro.
attractive.
Yeah,
or whatever.
exactly.
Or like they like your
Where in
stuff.
in person, if I'm meeting someone for the first time, I'm confident, but I'm not that confident.
But I think too, it's like I think most guys, well, I guess girls too, they like automatically think if someone rejects you that it's like because of the way you look, and that's like not necessarily.
No, I get a lot of. I have boyfriend already.
but that's fair.
Yeah, I just like damn.
But I think
But on Tinder, none of them have boyfriends.
I think like so many people just need to realize like if someone rejects you, you need to look at it as like a lesson learned. Like, oh, that person's not meant for me then.
Yeah.
We're
Yeah,
not like.
No, okay. Now I will. Okay, here's the thing. I will defend you, and I will say that you are actually right. I wish I didn't like Tinder, and I wish I wasn't good at it because at the end of the day, Tinder is not good for your brain. It's not.
Oh, no.
It's very not good. I actually have been taking a hiatus. Like I'll occasionally go on there and like chat it up and like meet somebody, but it used to be bad. It used to be like every night a new person and stuff, but now it's like
I don't know how the fuck you did that. I could
Yeah.
not. Like, I could not. I think for me, I just love being alone too much that I'm like, I don't think I could like meet a new person like every night because I would just get like
Well,
fed up.
I think at that time period, I was dealing with my loneliness, and like it was just coping with it, you know. So I was like adjusting to being by myself again.
True.
And so I was going
And
on these dates.
It does take a little
I was
time.
going on these dates. I was meeting these girls, and also another thing is, I think my whole life I never was able to do this, and then now that I had this power, I kind of abused it in a way of like, oh, I have this like, wow, I actually like have some confidence and I'm an adult and like I have things that are good in my life. And then I definitely abused it. And I was just like, boom, 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 boom. And then trust me, it did catch up to me. And like, and after all that, and then I also realized on the days that I was alone, I was just like, now I'm more lonely instead of
Yeah.
just having to deal with myself all the time.
Well, because that's the thing is like it's hard to like actually get used to like being with yourself.
Yeah, and I have I'm gonna give this two things I want to say to everyone who's listening to this, especially guys, mainly guys. Tinder is not good for you, nor is porn, for the same very much reasons. It's an addiction of like of filling a void. It's porn fills a void. Same with
especially I feel
same,
like with porn, it's like unrealistic expectations.
exactly. And Tinder is very filling a void. And what I would say is some of the people I know in my life, and you know one, I'll tell you later. Inside, I think they're some of the most lonely people ever because they constantly want to go out, meet new girls all the fucking time. And I felt myself falling into that trap. And I caught myself. And I was like, this is a horrible life. Like, fucking people all the time sucks. Like, I think I don't understand why young men, especially aged like 18 to 22, who listen to like Andrew Tate and like all these like controversial like men people, like strive to just fuck a lot of women. Because I'm like, you're not gonna get anything out of that except for experiences. You will get experiences, but you'll get an STD too.
Well, I feel like those are also the type of men. In the end of the day, like, I feel like you're right. They are filling a void. Like, I feel like
absolutely,
in a way, they're probably coming from a place of like insecurity with them, like with their own self.
Yeah. They need that confidence boost.
Yeah.
Constantly.
And like, I feel like those are the type of men that are going to like grow up old and lonely, because if you're going around like putting all your eggs in like 500 baskets, then
yeah,
how are you actually going to put time and effort into like
a serious
relationship or something?
I realized that really fast too. I was starting to fall into that, and then I was like, hold up, I'm never going to be in a relationship if I'm like this. Like, exactly. Ever. And then I met somebody that kind of like, it doesn't have to do with that person at all, but it had to do with the idea of like, oh my God, I remember I actually do like relationships, and I like people, like some people, you know? But yeah, that shit is crazy. Then I feel
like you're never going to put that extra effort in for someone that you do feel like something could happen.
Yeah. Okay. If you were to rate yourself right now on a scale of 1 to 10, if you were to get into a relationship right now, how well would you be as a girlfriend?
I don't think I would be that good right now because I have so much going on.
I think I'd be a 4.
I think for one, I'm
or 5,
really
maybe a
busy.
5.
Like, I'm really busy with school right now. And for me, I personally could say that I wouldn't give them all my attention and effort because I have way more pressing stuff. And like,
yeah, and that's
for
good.
me, I want to finish school. I want to know that because last time, like, I transferred from App State to UNCG. Right when I got to UNCG, I got in a horrible relationship, and it like fucked up my grades
so much, bro.
And like, yeah, I was skipping like class at UNCG a lot, and it really diminished my grades. And I was like, that's not what I ever want to do. Is like,
yeah, I'm proud of you. That's very mature of you to say now.
Yeah, like I never want to compromise at least my like what I want, because I've always been like really, I love school. Like, I'm not a person that doesn't like.
I'm so proud of you. You're so much more mature than you used to be.
Oh, I was so immature. Like,
you were
especially when I was in that relationship.
So immature back
horrible.
then, bro. Now, you know what's crazy? Back then, I feel so much closer to you now than I did back then, even. And we were close back then. But I feel even more closer to you now because I feel like we both, not just me, but not just you or not just me, we're both so much more adults. So like when we talk about shit, like it actually means more than like back then we would just talk about like goofy shit, you know, like goofs. But now it's like it's more serious and you're like, oh shit, like I relate with that and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying?
And I feel like also back then, like I didn't really know how to like address issues with my friends.
Bro, you were going through really like way too many
I was
things.
going through a lot, but like I definitely dealt with like conflict like super immaturely.
You also
like,
only had select people you talk to.
But that's what I would do is like when I would like, instead of like talking through certain things, I would just like cut you off for like 2 months. Like I would like stop talking to you.
Bro,
which was like super toxic. Like instead of just
we were never like talk all the time, but yeah,
like,
you're right.
There was like people, maybe not you, because like I wasn't as
we had a different type of relationship,
but like some of my really closer friends, like I would like just cut them off for like 2 months.
Yeah, wow.
And I just felt like that's like super like, why not just sit down and talk about what the issue is instead of just being like, oh well, I'm not even going to talk to them. Like,
you know what that's called? You know what that's called?
Effort.
Your avoidance tendencies. Let's go.
Love it.
It's funny, guys, because I was talking to a girl, or I guess just whatever, that was avoidant, and that's the first person I talked to because she's avoidant as fuck. What do you think it is about your childhood that brought that? Because it's usually your childhood, right?
I feel like
that's a loaded question.
Because for me, I think in terms of relationship wise, I have a lot of trauma, and a big part of that is
why do you think
I was in.
Why do you think you pick guys like that, though? Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. Because you usually just end up gravitating, or at least not always, but some of the guys.
I mean, I do feel like I kind of do end up gravitating toward that, but I think too, like,
is it comfortable to you?
probably. But I think too,
Yeah.
like when I really, really like someone,
Yeah. You get crazy?
I don't get crazy, but I do like kind of give it my all. Like I am kind of like, I am like a bit of a hopeless romantic if I really, really like you, but I have to really, really like you.
How many times has that ever happened in your life where you really, really like somebody?
Like maybe 2 or 3 times.
For me, it was 2.
I would say probably more so 2.
Yeah, for me, it was 2 as well. It's hard to really, really like somebody. But you know what's funny to me?
Also, I feel like what I did in my head was I really glorified the idea of them.
Yeah.
And
It's always like that.
And I really did, like, obviously
it's unhealthy.
Looking back, I realized, it was actually unhealthy, and I really glorified, like, what I felt we could have been, which is not what we were ever going to be.
Yeah, I think a lot of human nature, when it comes to, like, relationships or even things that you just want so bad to happen, you put this image in your head naturally. Like, it doesn't even mean, and it's like, it's the anti-realist in you. It's like the not the fantasy side of you of like, oh my God, like we could be married, or like we could be this, we could be that. And then that's why you have to go, first off, you have to have the experience, which you do have now, where you have to check, now you have to check yourself. Anytime you fall for somebody, I'm not saying don't fall for them, but like you gotta check yourself, be like, oh, hold up, I gotta make sure.
Well, I feel like now,
you know?
like I said, I feel like now I know I'm like so not ready to be in a relationship. Like I still have a lot of healing to do before I could be a healthy counterpart to a relationship. That I just feel like I wouldn't want to even like try to be in a relationship until I can put my best foot forward, which I know I can't.
Very healthy and mature of you. Yeah. That's what you should be like.
And I think a lot of the times now, because like anytime that a guy shows like interest to where it could be like him actually putting an effort and trying to like take me on serious dates and trying to be like more like relationship type, it scares me away, like to the point because I'm like, like this is gonna be a mistake.
Not right now. Like this is not the time.
Yeah. So that's very avoidant, obviously, but I think
but
it's
that's
like
good
serious trauma.
That's good insight for me.
But I think a lot of guys, they don't end up putting in, like, I think for me, it's like, I want that little bit of extra effort to, like, for you to show me that you'd be willing to put in the time and effort to, like, break down my walls kind of thing.
Yeah, but you just said that if a guy does all that, then you're like,
get the fuck away. Well, that's the thing. I feel like guys, they try to break the wall and they, like, try, like, one little crack and it doesn't work. And then they're like, fuck it, I'm not going to try anymore. And then I'm like...
As they should, though, I feel like.
But then I'm also like, well, then you weren't the guy for me because I wish you would have tried, like, maybe 1 or 2 more times and then maybe I would have, like, given a little bit.
I feel you. And coming from my cousin, who you know, you can't be too much. Because if you're not accepting of the universe... Well, right now, you're not at a time that you're ready for a relationship, so it's fine. But whenever the day comes, you have to let some of your walls down. Not all, not all, but you have to let some of it. Because if you're expecting a motherfucker to kill himself, like, to climb that fucking mountain,
it's not gonna happen.
Ain't nobody worth that much.
But yeah,
because you have to value them too.
Yeah,
not just
and you
yourself.
have to show them that you're also willing to put in effort.
Yes, both parties
true.
are.
Because I think that's a lot of the times is the guy looks at me and they're like, she's not putting in any effort.
I get so turned off when that happens. I'm instantly out. The only reason I'm talking to that person that I told you about is because when it's in person, effort's balanced. But when it's not, it's like teeter-totter. You know what I'm saying? I don't like that.
Yeah.
It's not cool to me. Like, it's just not fun. I know I'm a prize as well, you know?
And that is true. Like, you do have to, like...
All right, now, I have a topic that kind of connects to this that I want to bring up. How much we've changed over the years.
Oh.
I've seen so much tremendous growth in you and me, but you. Like, bro, we already brought it up. You used to be very, like, sporadic, impulsive. You
still sometimes.
Yeah, but now you at least, for instance, an example is that you brought up the fact that you know that you have school. You know that you have these things. Where back then, you know that you have it, but you don't give a fuck. You're like, yo, I'm going out. I don't give a fuck. We'll just skip to my school tomorrow.
I think,
like, yo, you're an adult
now. At least I can acknowledge my shortcomings a little better and know that I have shit to work
Bro, the
on.
other week you went out with us still, so you're not fully free. You still went out with us, even though you had class or work the next day or some shit. But you still made it. You still made it. Bro, you remember that one time?
I still made it.
Bro, what was that one time you went to Target and like it was like, dude, it was like crazy because I was like, how the fuck did you even go? It wasn't even, we weren't even drinking or anything. I think we were just hanging out here and we stayed like really, I think Nino was here and like everyone was here, the whole gang was here, and you were like, no, it's fine, I'm gonna still make it to work tomorrow. Or like y'all spent the night or something. I'm trying to remember because you went to Target, you literally had like no sleep.
Well, I remember there was one night that like we spent the night at like the Burlington house.
Yeah.
And I
left
at like 6 or 7, but we weren't drinking that much.
Yeah, I wasn't even talking about drinking. It was just, I can't believe you even did that.
Oh, well, I think I'm used to waking up early though.
But bro, you slept like an hour at the most.
I was probably tired, don't get me wrong, but for me, like,
that's crazy.
I feel like Target's like second nature at this point. It's not really one of those you have to like put.
It's like school, I guess.
Like, you don't have to put actual thought into the job.
Yeah.
You can literally go in there and have like no thought in your brain and still do it.
So now you're doing EMS stuff, right?
I am.
How is that?
It's harder than I expected. I think it's the first time in my life, like, because growing up in school, I don't think I ever felt like that challenged in a way. Like, I always felt like school was fairly easy to me. And like, even in college, like there was times in college where I was like, damn, I actually do need to study. Because I think in high school, I was like, I never studied for a damn thing. And I still did really well. I've always been a really good test taker. So I think once I got to college, I was like, oh shit, I actually have to study for stuff now. I think now that I'm doing this program...
Were you a good test taker or were you good at cheating?
I've never cheated. Like,
what?
No.
I cheated all the time. Okay, never mind. Continue.
Because for me, like, I feel guilty as fuck when I cheat.
Okay,
like,
interesting.
Literally.
I didn't know that.
I mean, like, I think I did like a few times, but not like, I know. I was like...
So, okay, so let's hop back. So now you're in college and it's like hard as fuck. And then what else?
I mean, like, I think I wouldn't say that like it's hard as fuck. Like, I'm still good at test taking per se, but I think the whole thing of like with EMS is you have to think ahead, like 10 steps ahead of like,
well, yeah,
if I do like this, the
bodies.
patient could do this. You're literally giving drugs. Like, I mean, it's a lot to like, you have to think how many, like, even by giving this one medication, you could cause like this imbalance and this imbalance and this imbalance.
You could kill a person.
You have to like think 10 steps ahead because you're like, okay, if I give this drug and let's say it bottoms their blood pressure, like, what am I going to do to fix that? You know what I mean? Like,
so is that a lot of the testing in the studies is like what drugs react to what?
Not necessarily react, but it's more like you have to know when is a good time to give the drug, because like, especially really the biggest things, like most people don't even realize the biggest things, like obviously is like blood pressure, like, and pulse, like those things, like if they're not stable, that's a big issue. And there's so many things that can just cause like small changes in those two numbers.
What is
that can change like a lot.
So let's say it starts spiking or like going up and down and stuff. Like, what is the best thing to do?
Well, it depends like how they're like presenting. But like if their pulse is really high, they can start like, once your pulse starts getting really high, that's when you can start getting into like lethal rhythms or like shockable rhythms, like or like SVT is like basically just a heart rate like over 150. So with that, like you can shock a person that's awake, but you don't shock them at like the same.
This is like you're talking about the shock, like
yeah,
that?
but it's not like they don't have those anymore.
Oh, okay.
It's like literally just like kind of like similar to an AED.
I know it. I know those. We had to learn that.
Instead of an AED that can read the rhythm and tell you if it's a shockable rhythm, now I have to read the rhythm and determine.
It's like a machine and it has like the things that you pads.
Right, but with the AED, it tells you shock this patient or don't shock this patient. Now I have to be the one to make the decision of, are they in a shockable rhythm or not?
How the fuck do you know?
Well, there's only like 4 or 5 shockable rhythms.
Oh, could I ask what they are?
So one's VTAC,
What the fuck does that mean?
So it's ventricular tachycardia. It's basically like all of these are lethal rhythms that if your heart stays in that prolonged, you're dying. You're going into cardiac arrest.
Wait, can I ask you, is it a certain number range that dictates this?
Not necessarily. Like most of the time,
so complicated.
Most of the time, what happens when you're in a lethal rhythm is like your heart has imbalances of like electrolytes, you know?
Okay.
Like basically the whole heart is like a sodium potassium pump.
Yes, I know that.
Right.
I know that part.
So a lot of the things like is an imbalance of one of those because it's not pumping correctly.
Yes.
So
or
then,
water, because water is impacted.
So then it's like not depolarizing in the right way that it should.
Okay.
And like basically with like something like atrial fibrillation, which is like, you know, there's the atrium, the top parts of the heart, and the ventricles, the bottom part. With AFib, it's like basically the atrium's contracting normally. Yeah. But the ventricles are just contracting with no electrical impulse. They're just like going like this. So this is on a normal beat.
But this one's just fucking
and this
going
one's
crazy.
Just going like
yeah.
But
so what happens then?
In VFib, both of them I think are going crazy. Both of them are going like
whoa.
And that's kind of like how you approach like
you have to be smart as fuck like, to be EMS.
Really realizing like what should depolarize, and that's basically the EKG is you see the atria depolarize, then you see it like
other than a defibrillator though, or whatever they're called. Other than that, is there any other tools that you use to
on the
keep
monitor?
That down or
you
up?
Can, if their heart rate is too low, you can do something that's called pacing. And
which is?
It's basically like, have you ever heard of someone that has a pacemaker?
Yeah, of course.
So basically, what it does is but this isn't people have internal pacemakers, but the thing that I put on the cardiac monitor. It detects the rate, obviously, and the rhythm, but you can also see heart attacks on it. I have to be able to
dictate
what's a heart attack. So what the fuck? Different leads. There's 12.
Yo.
You have to know which ones like is each part of the heart. So it's an inferior STEMI or an anterior STEMI or
would you say that being an EMS requires a lot of like knowledge on the background of like biology and like these like things?
It's a lot about physiology.
That's what I meant.
You have to really know
the human body,
like how like homeostasis works and like how everything fits together.
Did you always like stuff like that?
I was always into like, I mean, obviously
I know you were bio, yeah.
But I think because my parents were both medical field, I was just.
Dude, that's crazy. I never realized how much it took to be an EM. Obviously, it makes sense because you're dealing with fucking people that could die. So you're like a doctor before the doctor.
Well, it's crazy too because like medics, the reason I chose it is they see a lot of stuff that some nurses may never see because you're seeing stuff before they even reach the hospital. So like we can intubate people.
What does intubate
nurses
mean?
Put a tube down their throat. So
that they can breathe. Yeah.
So like, have you ever seen those blades?
I've seen it in the movies.
That's what
I've seen it in the movies.
They don't even let nurses do that.
That's fucking crazy that y'all can do that.
And we are allowed to do that. We're allowed to give drugs that can paralyze a person to tube them. Do
you almost have to be like a savage to do this job? Because I feel like you have to see shit like all the time.
You have to be confident in your skills. You have to make life-saving decisions almost on a daily basis.
Bro, have you done anything yet? Like you ride-alongs or anything that like
I've done clinicals, yeah. Yeah,
clinicals. So like, have you seen some shit?
I haven't seen anything like outrageously crazy yet. Yeah. Like I have never even seen like a cardiac arrest.
You remember that girl that was EMS? That was over here?
Yeah.
Yeah. She told me some crazy shit, bro.
Oh, I'm sure.
I was like, holy fuck.
Well,
bro.
yeah,
like people dying.
I've never like seen like cardiac arrest. I've never even seen a dead body DOA. I've never seen an overdose, which I heard overdoses aren't that crazy.
Wait, let's break this down real quick. First off, EMS stands for Emergency Medical Services. Mm-hmm. Okay, I got that right. What is a DO? You just said it a second ago.
A dead on arrival.
Oh, dead on arrival. That's right. That's right. And then you said you've never seen an overdose. Overdose, it depends on the drug.
Correct.
I have seen one person was starting to OD, but we caught it. for it. He was in my fraternity.
So obviously if they have pinpoint
that one was bad,
then that's narcotics, and you have to give them Narcan.
Narcan, absolutely. And take them to a facility to monitor them.
Then like with other certain drugs, like we can give other like antidotes for those.
Like what? What drugs are there
like
antidotes besides Narcan?
Some people like OD on like antidepressants, or like some people just try to OD on like Tylenol and shit like that.
I've seen that. Or Advil and stuff like that. Wait, but that's Tylenol and Advil. Isn't that like liver failure that they're aiming for?
I mean, but it would kill you faster than it would give you liver failure. Probably.
Okay.
I mean, like,
how would it kill you? Through what? Like cardiac?
It would probably cause like acute renal failure, which is like
what is that?
Acute liver failure.
Oh, okay.
But like, I think more
heart?
so you would just die because like.
But does it impact heart?
I'm not really sure how it kills you per se, but I don't think the liver failure part of it is what kills you first.
So let's go to the antidepressants.
I think it would do that to you, but you'd already be dead.
Let's go to the antidepressants though. What kind of things do you give people who are like fucking? Besides, does Narcan even work on that?
No, Narcan only works on narcotics. So
define narcotics. Narcotics is cocaine, fentanyl.
Like I think like
uppers, meth.
I
don't know. You're asking the wrong person.
Shit,
you should know this. No more than me. You're the EMS.
I know fentanyl.
All right, y'all don't want Amelia if you're around and you're calling it. No, I was just playing.
No, because I've never done meth.
You're also still not there yet.
I know that fentanyl obviously is.
I know that fentanyl is Narcan.
Morphine,
Did you see the video of the cop that got a whiff of the fentanyl and like she got like was freaking out? They had like Narcan her like 3 times. This is like it happened recently, but I have a theory. It was all over like hood clips and stuff, like on Instagram. But there's a lot of comments saying that it's really hard to get a whiff of fentanyl just from the wind and stuff.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. I didn't think you could get.
People have 2 theories. 1, she was just doing it. Or 2, to test out the drugs, which is a terrible idea. Or 2, which is more believable, it was a panic attack that was associated with knowing that there's fentanyl there. Because...
Yeah, but like I have fentanyl on the ambulance. That doesn't mean that like.
Yeah, but motherfucking cops are dumbasses, bro. They don't know that shit. So like when they are they busted some people for fentanyl, and maybe the girl was
just scared.
She was fucking probably because I mean, what are the odds that it got in her nose or like got in her body?
I don't think that like.
So either she voluntarily did it, or 2, she's having a panic attack. The only reason is because she was on the fucking ground and they had like Narcan her ass and shit. That's what I'm saying.
There's like definitely been times like I know like EMS has like abused like narcotics and.
Well, fentanyl you should not abuse. Fentanyl can kill your ass, boy.
But obviously we give it on like we can give it like on a controlled basis. It's not gonna kill you if we give you 50 to 100 micrograms.
My opinion though, fentanyl has so much more damages than it can cure. So I think we should just.
But that's like the illicit drug. Like this is a like fentanyl when it's used properly.
It's like morphine, yeah.
It can really do. Actually, fentanyl to me, I would rather use it than morphine because a lot of people are allergic to morphine.
Really? But I was saying
and morphine can bottom out your blood pressure too.
I was saying morphine in a sense of like it is technically a doctor drug, but people abuse the fuck out of it, just like fentanyl.
Right.
Yeah.
But like I think there's such a negative connotation with fentanyl, but when it's used correctly.
Do you know like the whole thing about fentanyl and how it got out and like all that? So like, well, there's a bunch of theories, of course, but one thing I'll say is the first thing is fentanyl is bad for cartels. They are like because they don't want that to be their reputation. It's like they're killing people. They don't want it to like
be cut with that.
So it's not the people who are making the drugs that are putting fentanyl in it. It's never that. It's always the middle people who are trying to cut the drugs because the main cartel is making the drug. They make the drug and they peddle it to the next person who's the mass seller. They sell the bricks, right? So they're selling these bricks, and that guy, in order to make more money, he has 2 decisions. He can either short the next guy a little bit, or he can cut the drug, and they usually cut it with B12 because B12 is a natural stimulant, and it doesn't do any actual harm to your body because it's just a vitamin. You can overdose on B12 if you do way too much, but it's very hard to overdose on. So they'll cut it with B12 or they'll cut it with caffeine pills, which is a broken down version of just caffeine, right? Because it's still a stimulant. Then now the next person they sell it to, if they're gonna resell it, they might cut it again. So these two people, those are the ones where if they want to make a lot of money, they throw a little sprinkle of fentanyl, and then they cut it a lot with the B12s and stuff, where they think that these next people will still feel the same effect,
but
because of die. But then what happens is that person does too big of a line, and there's too much fentanyl in that line, and then they die. Mac Miller, RIP.
And that's why you don't do drugs, kids.
Yeah. Or test your drugs. Test your drugs.
Well, that's what I was about to say. Is like I know at like bigger festivals and stuff like that, they have like drug testing. Like
personally, I do my drugs with my dealer because I need to know.
Don't do drugs.
Don't do drugs. Don't do drugs. I'm a piece of shit.
I mean, obviously,
I just love experiencing
EMS,
life, bro.
so.
I just love experienced life, man. I was gonna talk about jobs. What are all the jobs you've had? What was your first job?
That many jobs.
What was your first job?
I worked at Salsaritas.
That's what it was. I remember it was something in Greensboro.
During college, I actually didn't work.
Did you ever go to the McDonald's I worked at for one period? I worked at McDonald's for a couple months.
Which one?
The one on Guilford College.
Why do I kind of remember that?
But I worked for like 4 months or like 3 months, maybe,
I don't know if I
even.
Ever saw you working.
Yeah, maybe not. But I think I might have been a
senior.
senior.
The visor?
The visor, yeah, definitely. Hell yeah, I kept that shit, boy. What's good? What's good, broski? All mine? You hand it to me. I'll grab it in a second. I'll look at it in a second. What's good, bro? But yeah,
hello.
A big ass mail, bro. Put it over here. But what was your job after Salsaritas?
Like I said, I didn't work during college, and then I did Amazon Flex for a little.
That's what it was. You did do a delivery job.
But I was like delivering that was when they let you do it like out of your car, and I was like doing it out of my convertible.
Was that during Cove?
I think it was right before. No, it was like I think it was like 2018, 2017. And
you never like beeped in app? Fuck no, you're too good for that.
I don't think I had a Mini Cooper at the
Oh,
time.
true.
That was gonna hold like.
What was the name of the Mini Coupe?
I don't even.
You never named your Mini Coupe?
I think I did. I think it was Ollie.
Ollie.
And then I worked at the bar.
Okay.
And then,
oh yeah, Jerome. That was sick.
And
good times.
Then I worked at Target.
Yo, have you ever pooped yourself?
Pooped myself?
Yeah, I pooped myself today.
Like when no.
I just pooped myself like at 6 p.m. today.
I peed myself in preschool one time.
Dude, what? I literally am going through so much body troubles right now because of either I don't know. It's been a whole week now.
Checked out.
I think I should.
IBS or something.
It might be, bro. I don't know. Anyways, any last things? This is a good podcast. It's like 2 hours.
Yeah, I know. We kind of
We're killing it.
Okay, I have like one more question.
Okay, yeah, hit me.
Like obviously we know each other really well. We've known each other for like 10 years now.
More, but yeah. Oh yeah, 10 years.
10 years?
Yeah, about.
What's one thing that I don't know about you? Like it doesn't have to
so
be a
many
big
things.
secret or anything.
Actually,
but
I don't know.
What one thing you want to like tell me that I don't?
That's a good
you
question.
think I don't know about you?
God, I'm such an open book. I feel like I tell everybody everything, so I don't have any secrets. But I'm sure there's stories I haven't told you. I'm holding in this poop right now, so I'm like thinking and concentrating. But like, let me think. I just told you that story. I feel like I definitely told you the Phillips.
I mean,
story.
like we do tell each other a lot, but like, is there anything like, let's say like I don't know about your family or like growing up that like.
Oh yeah, you don't know my dad's story, no.
Okay.
That's a long one.
Well,
I'll try to speed it up. I got this boat tatted for him. He at age 23, I wasn't born yet. My sister was 3 years old. He went to a refugee camp in Malaysia, and in hopes to come to America, and you have to go on a boat and make it there yourself. And so it was like 50 people, crowded boat, and like these boats, some of them would disappear because they would get like raped and pirated and all this shit, and people would die on the boats of like starvation and all that shit. So
how long was the boat ride?
A week. And so you would have to be on this like boat that's like rocking and shit, like storm.
So where did it start?
Vietnam to Malaysia.
Gotcha.
And then in that boat, all you eat is raw vegetables, water bottles, and ramen, but uncooked, right? So then he makes it to Malaysia, a week later, he's happy he fucking made it alive. And then they go to this place called Midao Midong is the land. But if you were to search up Hell Island, it's known as Hell Island. The time that he went, there's a movie made after these people. It's called Boat People. If you search it up, my dad was one of the boat people. All the boat people, 3,000 or 4,000 people, they got stuck on that refugee camp because they canceled the program while they were there. And now they're fucked because they don't know how to go back because you're going against the tide. And like now they're just like fucking shit out of luck. So these 3,000, 4,000 people had to survive on this island for what ended up for him
including your dad.
Yeah, my dad was one of them. Yeah, and I wasn't born yet. My sister was 3. My mom they were 23, and my mom didn't know if he was ever going to be alive. You know, like all you would hope for is letters to be sent back. The only thing you had to eat is the UN, the United Nations, would come by every day and give you like a glop of like just like fucking prison food, like, and then you would eat that and just try to survive all day. And I asked him, like, what did you do all day? He was like, I mean, I would just help people and just try not to get in fights and, like, try to find food and shit. Like,
so how long was he there?
He ended up being there for 7 years of his life. Yeah, didn't see my mom from age 23 to 30. Didn't see my sister from age 3 to 10. Yep. It was the craziest thing. So every day he was just trying to, like, survive. It was just survival every day for 7 years. Yep. And there's even a cliff that you can search up where people designated that cliff to jump off to kill themselves, because they hated being there. For the rest of your life, you're just stuck there. So being on this island, my dad, he would smoke cigarettes. He doesn't smoke cigarettes, but he would smoke just to blunt his hunger because there was nothing to eat there. And yeah, it was really a tragic story. Obviously, when I was hearing this, I was crying out of my eye because he told me when I was 23. And yeah, so and then at 7 years passed by.
Why did he wait so long to tell you?
He's just not a talkative guy. I had to ask him. If I didn't ask him, he would have never told me. I literally just asked him. I was like, so I hear about this story all the time. Can you tell me the full story? He finally told me. I'm fucking bawling, bro. And my dad used to not cry like that, but he was crying in the situation too. And he did tell me this one crazy story that also made me cry. He said one time, like 2-3 years in, you would get sponsors sometime that would hear about this refugee camp. And there was a lady in California, San Francisco, California, that gave him $100 because they heard about just the story. Didn't know him at all. That $100 helped him survive so much. And so fast forward just a few years ago, he goes to California. He meets this lady. She's like old now. She's like 70, like rich Vietnamese lady. He's fucking bawling. And he was like, you don't understand how much that $100 helped him survive and be alive to this day. And this is like some crazy shit. Yeah. I was fucking crying hearing this shit. Yeah. So after 7 years, the Malaysian government, they were tired of the 3,000, 4,000 people occupying the space. So they paid for everybody to go back home. My dad goes back home. He's happy. He gets to see his kid again. Like my sister's fucking bawling, crying, hugging him. Never met my dad really besides like when they were 3. Hug. It was a big moment. But my dad's still deep inside. He was still sad because he never made it to America at this time. And then they had me. I was a mistake. But then I was happy, a mistake, because I ended up being boy. So funny. Then I was born. And then after like 6 months of me being born, this guy heard this story, and American guy, and he felt so bad for these people that he found sponsors in America to sponsor people who were a part of this group. And my dad was one. He got an interview. And then a Lutheran church is no longer open in High Point, North Carolina, sponsored us, our family. And some people who are my best close. You remember my godbrother?
Yeah.
He was born on that camp. Well, and his brother was with my dad, same group, and they, yeah, my godbrother's tattoo. Anyways, so like, yes, my mom, this is what she did for 7 years while he was gone. She would just sell fish from the markets, like hold it and then like sell it, and yeah, and then after the interview, we came here, and then the rest was history. We started from the bottom. It was like the bottom, bro. Like this part I do remember because barely, vaguely. I came to America, I was 13 months. I don't remember that part, obviously. Apparently, I had an eye infection. They rushed me to the hospital, a whole thing. But I do remember this. When we were first growing up, we went High Point in an apartment where we split the apartment with a whole nother family. It was a 2-bedroom, but 2 families. So the whole family would live in
the one room.
One room, yeah. But I don't remember that, but I remember the next apartment. We went to a Greensboro apartment where we had our own apartment, 2-bedroom. I had to split it with my sister, and my dad and mom slept in one room. and it was like crusty as hell. Like I'm talking fucking dingy, like fucking like peeling walls and shit. I remember that like vaguely. And but I was just a kid. I was having fun. I didn't think anything of that.
Yeah.
And then my dad at age 4 bought the house that we used to throw parties at. So yeah, and then we have that house still, and then now here we are. Mainly because of my sister. My sister was, you know, my sister. She's the fucking entrepreneur of the family. And now my dad retired and everything.
That's crazy.
Crazy.
Wow, I never knew that.
That's something you didn't know about me. Yep.
Cool, man.
Yeah, it's crazy, and it's crazy to me too, because like my whole life, after hearing that story, no matter what challenge I have, I'll be like, it was never as hard as my dad's challenge, because like the shit we do here is
crazy to think about, like literally just fighting to survive for 7 years.
Nothing that we can do as Americans will ever be that bad.
No.
So I can never bitch that much.
No, like you could never like.
Fuck no.
Especially that's so close to you. That's your own father that went through that. It's not like a few generations back or anything. That is your own dad that like went through that struggle. I
think that's also happens to be the reason why my sister and I have this chip on our shoulder of like almost like we have to succeed. And we did. We made it now. But like coming up, there was so much pressures on ourselves. And I know my sister had that on herself. She was working at 15, like fucking grinding, bro. Nails and all this shit. And for me, a lot of the pressure felt on when I was in college. Because I was like, fuck, like I would cry sometimes just thinking like, fuck, what am I going to do? Like, and then so I fucking sold out and I was like, I'll just do insurance. My parents will like that. It's a consistent job. It's like, it's 9 to 5. But I didn't like it. And it fucking sucked. And then, but my parents actually had a talk with me that alleviated a lot. My sister too. They were like, you have no pressure at all. Like, we don't want you to feel pressured because you're the young one. And I felt so bad for my sister in that moment because all the pressure was really on her.
Yeah.
Yeah, because she was.
I could definitely see that.
But thank God she killed it. But like, if she didn't kill it, then it would be on me.
Yeah.
So I'm like almost thankful he fucking did it because and I would have to be the one to fucking do everything. But she loves it. And yeah, I think that's also why we're so my whole family now as like my parents used to be stingy as fuck and like super like, you know, because we're poor. But now we're very like, enjoy your life, you know, because not everyone is we're so blessed to live the life that we do. And there's like, my dad knows struggle, you know, like
that's what's crazy is I'm sure like there's so many times now that your dad is like just ecstatic with
he cries all the time.
I'm
now.
sure like
he just cries of joy now.
Yeah, like I'm sure that he's probably like just so happy that he's made it like this fucking far.
Bro, we went to Gordon Ramsay's restaurant in London, spent fucking ridiculous amounts of money. Like I'm talking $300, $400 per person. We hated the food. It was awful.
Did you get the beef Wellington?
No. It's not a place that had that. It was so fucking annoying. It was like little turds of shit. Like it was not even good. And it's 4-hour experience, bro. 4 hours. Why are you gonna be in a restaurant for 4 hours?
I want the beef Wellington.
No, that Hell's Kitchen. Beef Wellington there is fucking amazing. But we went there but I remember my sister sharing the story to my ex-girlfriend at the time. My dad's fucking
bawling.
But he doesn't talk. So he's just quiet as fuck. He's just like, and then now I started crying. Then my mom started crying. We're all crying now, except my sister cried too. It was just so funny. And then we were just like, yeah, he's just, I don't know. We're lucky now. He's retired. He's living his life now.
That's really crazy. Well, that is definitely a thing that I did not know.
Yep. What's something that I don't know about you? Last thing. And then we'll cut it off.
Yeah, last thing. I mean, I feel like I haven't really told you about like my grandparents.
I was about to say, I don't know much about your family.
Well,
besides Hugh. Hugo.
Like on my mom's side, my mom's adopted.
Okay, I didn't know that.
Like all three, like her 2 siblings are adopted. My grandma and grandpa.
On your mom's side?
Yes. Like my grandpa, he also grew up like really poor, like piss poor. His dad was someone who fixed shoes for a living.
Oh
like,
shit! So
that's
he gets
what
it. He gets
he
it.
was poor.
Yeah.
And he started from the bottom. He got his doctorate in education.
Wow.
He ended up like
Was he born here?
He was born in, I believe, Wisconsin, somewhere in the
Midwest.
Up there.
Yeah.
And I get, well, like, him and my grandma met, like, they were both teachers. Like, he got his doctorate in education, and they taught blind children in Iowa. And then I guess, like, at some point, they started, like, they really, like, were also entrepreneurs. Like, they just put, they, like, had all these ideas. I mean, obviously, back then, I felt like it was a lot more to, like, amass a lot of wealth. I feel like back in that day, maybe.
Like, it was harder?
No, I feel like it was a little easier
almost.
Easier. But, like, they really did work their ass off, like, to get to where they were.
Yeah.
And, I mean, the coolest part of my childhood was my grandfather was a big into, like, history. And him and my grandma saved a 1800s mansion that belonged to a U.S. congressman and his family.
It? What do you mean?
It was like, okay, so it belonged to this family called the Pearsons back in the 1800s.
Some slavery shit.
And the last, like, remaining family member who was alive, like, was getting really old. And so they were like, I guess it was up in Asheville, right? So I guess, like, I don't know if it was the city that was planning to demolish it or maybe it was the family. I don't really know. But since my grandpa was, like, huge into history, he was like, I'm not going to let this mansion that was built in the 1800s. He bought it.
Yo, that's crazy.
And they actually moved it like 50 feet, a huge mansion. They moved it 50 feet.
Fuck?
So that.
How do they move it 50 feet?
I think they put it on, like,
fucking what, like, trailer? Like, that's crazy.
I don't even know how they did it, but they moved it.
Okay, so they moved it,
and then they renovated. I think it was something that had to do with, like, zoning. The city was bitching. I don't know.
That's stupid.
So then they renovated the whole thing, turned it into a 5-star hotel.
No way.
Yeah.
I was not expecting that. I was not seeing where this is going. That guy's a genius.
They turned it into, like, a really nice hotel.
Yo, talk about the American dream.
Like, do you know who F. Scott Fitzgerald was? The author? Mm-hmm. Like, he apparently also, like, used to, like, stay there? At this house.
Didn't he write, what did he write that was big? Fahrenheit? No.
Great Gatsby.
Great Gatsby, that's right.
Like, so it's just, like, it was a big part of my childhood growing up. And it was...
How old were you he passed away? Or did he pass away?
My grandparents?
Yeah.
Yeah, my grandpa died in 2013.
Okay, so you were you got to experience some of this.
Well, my whole childhood, I would grow up, like, going to Richmond Hill. Like, we were basically...
This is by Asheville, you said?
Yeah.
Wow.
We were basically, like it was a nice hotel. I mean,
of course,
he
had money.
The restaurant there was, like, 5 Diamond, like, good food, dude. Like.
So you had expense in your blood because of that. But yes. you also had poor money in your blood too.
But
because
also
he started from the bottom.
is that, like, my grandparents, because they came from humble beginnings, they
knew what the fuck was up.
They always, like, instilled in us that they were like, we have money, but we're not gonna let you know that we have money, kind of.
But as grandkids, as a grandkid, did they ever spoil you?
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, I was about to say,
we were
I feel like they would be more mean
to
your mom.
But they made us know, like, the value of, like, they almost didn't want us to know how much money
they made,
because they wanted us to be able to make our own money and be successful for ourselves instead of just falling back on what they've done, you know?
How good were you growing up with that? Like, that concept of money? Or did you abuse it ever?
I'm sure I abused it, but, like,
because I can't even, like, I'm just trying to get into the brain of it because I've never had that. Because that's hard for a young person.
I didn't realize how good I had it until now that my grandparents are not alive anymore. And it's like, yeah, I still live a pretty, like, privileged life, I will admit.
We all
but
do.
Like,
I do too.
But, like, I realized how good I had it then when they were still alive.
Yeah, because they would give you guys things, right?
I mean, they would take us on trips. Like, they would take us on, like, family trips, like, really nice trips, like, things now that I'm like, oh, that was expensive.
Oh, wow. What about your sister? Did she ever abuse it? Is it the same situation?
I think we all did.
Because your sister's a little bit older.
I think we definitely all did.
Yeah. How many grandkids are there from their
total?
Like, cousins do you have that are in line?
There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 grandchildren.
That's not too many. That's enough to spoil.
Yeah.
Dang, so y'all had it like some fun.
I mean,
what was a trip that they took y'all on? Like, just give me one example.
Well, one of the things was like, because they were part of what was called like historic hotels in America, because that was that was like
I've heard of that.
It was a haunted fucking bitch.
There's one in Wilmington too.
The mansion was like haunted as hell.
Yeah, there's hella dead. Well, this is probably a slavery home back in the day.
Well, no, it was like where the white congressman's family lived. It was. I mean, I'm sure they had.
There was definitely slaves back in the day.
I'm sure.
Yeah, we're in North Carolina.
Or like maybe just like what they called like more like maids at the time. Because like that's like 1700s is more slaves. This was like 1800s, so it would be more like
indentured servants.
Kind of.
Yes. no, you're right. Segregated,
but
equal, but not.
I think also I don't know. Either way,
that's cool as fuck that your grandpa did that though. That he bought that shit and he was like, yo, you know what?
I think
we're gonna make this a
because of
hotel,
that, like
bro.
I've always been really interested in like antiques and like history too. Just because.
Have you been to the? This is kind of on topic, but kind of off topic. Have you been to Prohibitive in Cary, North Carolina? It's a newer thing. Okay.
I think
fucking
I saw
genius.
your pictures.
It's a fucking old school mansion, like fucking stupid.
Yeah,
nice
I think
house.
I saw your pictures.
And you can drink there, and you can pick any of the rooms, and they like serve you. It's like a restaurant in a house.
I did see your pictures.
You need to do that.
It was like,
it's fucking fun.
But the biggest scandal of the whole part.
Oh God.
We will cut this off soon.
Oh wait, are we? Okay, hold on. Wait, can you tell me this part after so I don't have to cut it in editing?
No, like you
said the scandal.
in there. Well, it's scandal, but it can be on the.
Are you sure you're okay with it?
Not that bad.
Oh, okay.
I mean, it's bad, but it's
I'm
not
too
that
lazy
bad.
to edit tonight.
Basically, what happened was my grandparents got too old, and they wanted to sell the inn.
Oh no.
So, and the biggest thing for us is, like I said, it was a huge part of my childhood. Like they had a koi pond on property. They had gardens that were manicured. Like they had a head gardener. Like it was a nice place.
So you guys used to get to stay there?
It was the mansion that had like I think 15, 20 rooms. And then my grandparents built 2 extra buildings. Oh. So the pavilion and the cottages. So, and they had a croquet court. It was a nice fucking spot. I'll show you pictures after.
Have you seen the new season of You?
No.
This is what it reminds me of.
But either way, they sold it to this guy who used to be a doctor from California. They didn't do a background check on this dude.
Oh God. He was a weed doctor.
He was a legit doctor,
okay.
But come to find out, he had gotten his like license revoked in California for doing like shady shit.
Oh shit!
Like,
do you know what kind of shady shit?
I think it was like malpractice kind of shit, like bad shit.
Gasp.
Mind you, they were about to default and foreclose on the home. The bank was because he couldn't pay. He couldn't pay for what he had promised.
Yeah.
And like, I think at the time, like the inn needed a little bit of work to like fully be up and running again.
Yeah.
I don't think he had enough money to like staff the place.
So what happened with the place?
Like as top notch as it should have been.
Right.
And I mean, up in Asheville, my grandparents would close it for a few months every winter because it wasn't getting like as much business.
Yeah.
So they would close it from like, I think like January, February, maybe early March, it would be closed. Well, I guess he did the same thing. Conveniently, during that time, nobody was staying on the grounds, except for I think he was, but he wasn't staying in the mansion. He was staying in, they had like an owner's
cottage.
suite.
Oh, the owner's suite, okay.
And it wasn't in the mansion.
So then what happened after?
Conveniently, the sprinklers in the mansion were turned off that night, and the mansion caught fire. This mansion, and we cried because that's an 1800s mansion. Like, that's history being burnt.
And it's connected to your family, too.
And it was it was a massive part of my childhood.
So wait. My next question is, did he have insurance on it? Is that why he burned it?
That's why, because he was getting foreclosed upon and he was trying to collect the insurance money.
That's
the
so
FBI
fucked.
came out and everything, like all them to investigate the arson.
Did
and
they
I
catch
think they
him?
basically said like it's arson, but they were like, to prove that it was him is massively difficult. To prove that he actually set that fire.
He must have done something really sneaky to do it.
But like the fact that the sprinklers were like turned off, like sketchy.
Yeah.
And the fact that, he was about to be foreclosed upon.
That's some TV show shit right there.
And then, they were never able to prove it.
Yo, that's crazy. That's something you find in like a movie.
But there's a lot of history.
So what happened after that? It's just done? This is fucking burnt
I mean,
to crisp.
basically at that point, I think my grandparents obviously got something because it was being foreclosed upon. And
anyways, any last words?
LOL.
Yo, Chick-fil-A cauliflower sandwich ass.
Ass. Do not eat it.
What was that soybean
0.5
shit?
out of 10. Natto, don't eat it.
Ass.
I mean, okay, try it.
No,
once,
ass.
Maybe. Try it.
Natto and cauliflower.
Don't
ass.
try the sandwich for $9.
Turkish delights, gas.
The shrimp crackers, I'd eat them again.
They're all right.
But they're
All right.
not spicy.
See you guys next week. Bye.